New York Yankees, a team that obviously is loaded with power, and a ball club that used that power against the Orioles last year. The Orioles also hit dingers against the Yankees in the season series, especially here at Yankee Stadium. This season, will it be any harder? Well, it certainly won't be any easier. Andrew Kashner makes the start, his second of the year. Coming up. It's the Orioles on Bassett, and we are at Yankee Stadium for the first of 19 that these two teams are going to play against one another this year. Orioles and Yankees set to open it up on a rather cool evening here in New York. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome. So back to the American League East come the Orioles. Very tough start. They have not won since the opening day game. Went to Houston. World champions won 3 of the ball games there. And now against the Yankees, the team that many feel may be the next world champion. For the Orioles, one of the things they have to overcome this season, the numbers on the road. Take a look at what it looked like last year. Got to do better than this to put up a winning record. 24 and 43 on the road. One of the reasons, of course, the Orioles had real problems keeping the numbers down as far as their pitching was concerned. That 6.05 ER on the road was last. That is not good. Those numbers simply are not going to suffice. The bullpen did a lot better. That was true both home and road. But on the road, the Orioles have got to find a way to get better numbers, and it starts with the starters, and Andrew Kashner will be that starter tonight. Just in from the frozen north, Mike Michalak joins us here. He has the hat that matches the long underwear that he's wearing tonight, and I think it's very attractive.
Yeah, and of course the frozen north being Yankee Stadium. It is cold out there right now, and it will have an impact on this game. And I think it's kind of an equalizer. I think about it in football terms, you know. I think most teams that are down hope for rain or muddy, conditions so that both teams will be on the same type of ground. Well, these cold conditions mean that the team that makes the fewest mistakes is probably going to be the team that comes out on top. And I think all weekend, the glove gets stiff in the cold weather. The ball's a little bit slippery, not for pitchers. So I think the pitchers are going to be in command, be able to throw their strikes. It's going to be a low-scoring affair, but the balls in play have to be contained. And something the Orioles have not been doing a good job of is controlling the baseball. Little things in the ball game that have led to runs, and the Orioles cannot afford to do that.
Boy, it really hurt them on the road in Houston. We saw just some nonchalance plays that were made by the Orioles. In fact, plays that weren't made. You can't make the little mistakes when you're going to win ball games that are going to be close anyway. You make little mistakes, they get away.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really the detail of the game. Paying attention now on opening day. Brock comes in. Orioles have the lead up by 2 runs. This is a routine ground ball. Might have gotten the lights a little bit or the sun, but it hits Chris Davis right in the glove. Of course, that leads to extra innings. Here, throw down to second base. Manny's late getting there. How can that happen? It's not supposed to happen. It's one of the things in ball games that will show up in losing efforts. Here, ball getting thrown back into the infield. Off the glove of Manny Machado, world championship team. Altuve, he's looking to take advantage of mistakes like that. Of course, the next pitch, here comes the squeeze. In comes Altuve. This is the game-tying run. This is what they wanted at home at Houston. Put the tying run across, take the next chances. Of course, they ended up winning. The Orioles got swept down there in Houston, but this team has got to take advantage of these little detailed things in ball games that sometimes you don't pay attention to. But if you make the miscues, they show up as big as life. And, of course, lead to wins and ultimately losses for your team.
The Orioles hope one of 2 pitchers added late. Cobb, of course, is probably going to join the team in a week, and Kashner is going to be pitching here tonight. They are supposed to make a real difference for this ball club in that starting rotation. One of the reasons, as Mike said, they are ground ball pitchers. You need to do that in the American League East, especially against the Yankees. You cannot have pitches up in the strike zone.
Oh boy, do they hit mistakes, and they do some damage here at Yankee Stadium. They put up some incredible numbers against the Orioles last year, but Kashner, yeah, he's a ground ball pitcher, and he's, pretty effective and efficient as a ground ball pitcher. Last year, career high numbers, and if he can keep the ball down around the knees, he's going to have success. The problem is If you're facing a ground ball pitcher, you say get him up in the zone. And the last outing, Cashner's first as an Oriole. Take a look at this location. This two-seam fastball supposed to be riding down in around the knees. It's up above the belt, and it gets hammered. Here's another two-seamer, supposed to be down around the knees again, stays belt high, and it gets smoked as well. The knuckle curve, not a bad pitch on the plate, just didn't quite get enough finish, and there you see him reaching out, catching out in front for the home run. So working down in the zone. When Cashner's right, he loves to utilize his defense. Get that early contact. He's got to show that he can throw strikes. Get this Yankee offense a little bit more aggressive. They might go fishing after some of those sinkers, but anything belt high and above is going to get whacked.
Well, Buck Showalter's made the change at the top of the lineup. Chris Davis has really been struggling at the plate. He will move down in the lineup. And Trey Mancini, who is himself struggling a bit, more bad luck than anything else, is going to get a chance in the leadoff spot. How much does that matter? Probably not a lot in the course of a ball game, because you probably lead off an inning once from the leadoff spot. But it does make a difference for the Orioles as far as what Buck is saying to the team. We're going to shake this up a little bit and try and find a way to get this offense to be more productive.
Yeah, you know, the Davis experiment, I think, was for a couple reasons. Obviously, Chris lacking in at-bats in spring training. Want to try to help kind of get him going and jumpstart him. It's worked for Buck Showalter in the past with a lot of his hitters. You know, putting him up in the leadoff spot. Adam Jones had good success there. Nick Markakis did as well. You know, I think it's a great move by Buck, picking Trey Mancini to be that guy, because ultimately it's going to be really anybody. The Orioles do not have a prototypical leadoff hitter. So Buck's just saying, okay, who's going to be the guy that's going to take the bull by the horns and run with this? Now, Mancini could be that guy, because I'll tell you what, he's hit in some real tough luck. You know, 3 balls we've seen get taken away, and who knows where his confidence could be if that home run had been a home run that got robbed there in Houston. So I think this will take Trey's mind off some of the tough luck he's had. It'll make him focus a little bit more in the leadoff spot, and I look for Trey to have some good at-bats here at Yankee Stadium.
Santander's getting starts in right field now on a regular basis. The Orioles in spring training, you talk more about him as a DH, but that'll be Colby Rasmus. And Buck said before the ball game today, he's doing that because if you put Rasmus out there and you want to make a change, you're going to have to use 2 players in order to get it done, one to pinch hit and one to play in right field. He doesn't want to do that, so that's why he's got Santander in right again and Rasmus DHing.
Yeah, pretty interesting right there. You know, I think Buck could potentially make those moves or start with Rasmus out in right field. He likes the switch hitter, obviously, with Santander out there, and he needs to get Santander going a little bit after a strong spring training. I think just to give him more playing time, more reps up there, and especially here at Yankee Stadium, I think everybody's anticipation is going to be high and maybe heighten the focus a little bit. And Santander just needs a couple hits to get him going.
Okay, so the question of the day is whether or not when you have moose and elk and you're up there in the north and you're getting the meat ready to, you know, be available during the cold winter months, do you prefer to use oak or birch when you're smoking the elk and the moose meat?
Well, I like to use both, actually, and it makes for a fine mix during the winter months, that's for sure. Yeah, very tender and tasty.
These hats are not for sale, not available. Unless you
they
go
gave
to the
away last year.
Unless you go to the Arctic Circle or Yellowknife, Canada, one of my all-time favorite places, where both the moose and the elk run wild. with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by Ocean City. No end to the fun you'll have at Ocean City. Plan your trip today at ococean.com. Yes, indeed, the weather will play a factor. Our game time temperature brought to you by BGE Home. We know more, we do more. It is 42 degrees and a pretty good breeze blowing. It's cold. Feels like 35. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Orioles, brought to you by Southwest. Low fares, nothing to hide. That's transparency. It'll be Mancini in the leadoff spot. Machado, Scope, Jones, Davis, and Beckham. Rasmus, Santander, Chance Sisco gets the start doing the catching. Adam Jones with some very good numbers against the Yankees starter.
And speaking of starter, let's take a look at Tanaka's numbers. His pitch arsenal, that slider he likes to use 52% of the time, the splitter 19%, and the rare four-seam fastball 17%. He's got a two-seamer as well. He does not use his fastball as much as you'd think. He loves his secondary pitches. The split finger, his go-to swing and miss pitch when he gets ahead. First start of the year, sensational for Tanaka. 150 earned run average, 6 innings, only scattering the 3 hits. How about the 8 punch-outs? And opponents hitting just the 143 overall. He is a fly ball pitcher. A few of the Orioles bats have gotten to him in the past. Orioles looking to get him up in the zone and try to put some numbers on the board early.
And we are ready to go. Tanaka comes in with a 1-1 record rather against the Orioles, and he will face leadoff batter Trey Mancini. Takes it for a strike, and we are underway. For Mancini to start the year, the numbers could be so much better, but for a couple of very strong defensive plays made against him in Houston. Has not gotten Trey down. In fact, the only thing it's done is make him work a little bit harder. Mancini with the 3 hits, 20 at bats. He's picked up a home run, 2 RBIs, 4 strikeouts on the board, and 3 walks for Trey Mancini so far this year to start it out. He drives that one up the middle. He's got himself a base hit. So there's your leadoff batter in that #1 spot for the first time in the ball game. That's what you're looking for, a base run.
Oh, that was a nice swing from Mancini. Let's take a look at the Yankee defense behind Tanaka, Stanton, Gardner, and Judge from this Yankee Stadium outfield. Gregorius and Wade turning 2 up the middle. Andujar getting the start at third base. Walker over at first, and Sanchez doing the catching tonight.
And that will bring up the Orioles shortstop, Manny Machado. Manny with a 4 for 23 off Tanaka, including a home run. So the Orioles will try and jump on top again. They were able to do that a couple of times in the first 6 games. Could not make it hold up. Winning the opener, they have lost 5 in a row coming into this one. Breaking ball in there for a strike. The Yankees are 4-2 on the year. They have won their last 2 ball games. Trailing the Red Sox in the American League East 2-1 today. We'll take a look at that game later on. Short lead at first base for Mancini. Not fast. Big cut. Came out of the mitt on Sanchez. Going nowhere at first base, Mancini.
Yeah, Tanaka got away with one there. Elevated slider, just kind of backing up on him, and Manny is getting a little bit too big there. And you see the back shoulder drops a little bit. And that causes that bat head to drop, get a little loopy. Now falls behind.
Runner being held at first base. 0-2 delivery on the way, and the pitch will be taken away. Tanaka generally doesn't walk a lot of batters. Last year at 178 innings pitched, he walked only 41 and struck out 194. He got 8 strikeouts and no walks in that first start and the win he got this year. 1-2 count. Runner staying at first, swinging a foul tip. Did he get it? No, he didn't tip it. Just came out of the glove. So a strikeout against Manny.
Now the split finger, and that really is the go-to pitch. When he gets ahead, gets 2 strikes on the hitter. It's his money out pitch, and just burying it. Starts it on the plate. There's an incredible dive on this pitch. Take a look here. Looks like it's going to be a fastball at the knees, and then just disappearing, the trapdoor splitting.
So 1 down with the runner on at first base, and here's Jonathan Scope. Jonathan has had a hit each of the last 3. Scope did well, particularly in the Houston series. Throw over will get Trey Mancini back to the bag, The Orioles have been outscored in their 1-5 start, 34-14. Team hitting just 185. They've been out-homered 11-5 so far in the young year. Tanaka. Mancini real close over there. That ball will be popped up. Second base. Wade. 2 down.
Now Jonathan Scope, pretty good pass there, and he's had some success off Tanaka. How about the lowest fastball usage? We talked at the beginning of this game. Tanaka just doesn't like to use the heater. He's got about 6 pitches that he mixes in there, but mostly the secondary pitches. Only 20% fastball usage, and that's because he can throw his secondary pitches for strikes. Anytime in the count, you'll see the slider. Even split finger will get flipped in there, trying to get some early weak contact.
So that'll bring Adam Jones to the plate with 2 down, runner on at first base. Adam back with a start in center field after DHing the game. 7 for 21 with a home run picked up against Tanaka.
Well, Adam Jones, how about back on May 31st of last year? Yeah, he got Tanaka. Big ball there at Camden Yards. Tanaka just could shake his head on that one. I said there are a few Orioles that had some pretty good success off Tanaka. Jones, of course, one of them. Mancini, Scopes, that's good numbers.
Down to third base. That's a fair ball. It'll ricochet off the body and go into the corner. Mancini's going to be waved home. They're trying to score. They're going to push it, and they're really pushing it here at the plate. He is safe. Got in underneath it. Great play by Trey Mancini to get in. The throw came in ahead of him. And you can bet the Yankees will be taking a look at this on the video, the relay by Didi Gregorius.
Wow. Well, good swing right there, obviously, by Adam Jones, squaring one up, pulling it inside, and Andujar can't handle the smash. But boy, is this a risky, aggressive, early in the ball game send by Dickerson. Looks like it was going to be a no-doubter that he was going to be out, but let's take a look at Mancini's left hand. Does it get in there before the tag? Wow, is that a close one?
I think that's a real good call by Ron Kalpa, and they are going to challenge this, so they will come in and take a look at it in New York to see whether or not the call stands up. We'll have a chance to look at it again, but it's not by happenstance that Bobby Dickerson at third is sending him home on that play.
The Orioles need to put some marks on the board early in ball games. There's a great opportunity there. Hey, you cannot knock Bobby Dickerson for this early send. The Orioles have been falling behind in almost every game they've had this season. So making that first mark is important, and it is a close play at the plate. Take a look at Sanchez's glove as it get his thigh before that hand gets in there. Boy, it's close. Mancini thinks he got it there.
Now remember what the ruling is, clear and convincing that it was wrong, and they are going to call him out. So the decision in New York is that there was a clear shot that showed the call on the field was wrong, and that will send the Orioles out to play defense and no score. But he's out at the plate on the 7-6-2 relay in. Yankees have Gardner, Judge, and Stanton, De Gregorius, Sanchez, and Walker, Austin, Wade, and Andujar. Aaron Judge last year a terror against the Orioles.
And let's take a look at Andrew Kashner's pitch arsenal. He's got that two-seam fastball. That is his go-to pitch 53% of the time. Got to be down around the knees if he wants to have success. Mixing that curveball, slider, the four-seamer, at times up at the top of the zone, and the changeup. He got the one start, and of course the tough luck, giving up the 3 home runs in the early exit. Opponents, the numbers really elevated here after the first start, looking to knock him down a bit.
Brett Gardner is in the leadoff spot. A home run and RBI for Gardner, who started out with 5 hits in 25 at-bats on the season. 3 walks and a couple of strikeouts. Always a very tough out. Always one of those who ranks up near the top in number of pitches seen per plate appearances. And not happy with the call by Ron Culper, who is a pitcher's umpire historically. In fact, a predominant pitcher's umpire. We'll see if that holds up tonight behind the plate. Gardner, 1 ball, 1 strike delivery to him, and it'll bounce away.
Yeah, Gardner is that prototypical type leadoff hitter. See a lot of pitches, has the ability to lay down bunts. Certainly stolen base capabilities at the top of the lineup, getting in the scoring position. But he's had himself a strong career here, wearing the pinstripes at Yankee Stadium, and he is the table setter.
Yep. Andrew Kashner gets it in. That'll be driven down the line in left field and out of play. For Kashner, the Orioles' 31-year-old right-hander. This is the first career start he's had here at Yankee Stadium. He's had 3 starts against the Yankees and gone 1-1 with a very good 1.8 ERA. Last start last year, September 9. He worked a game for Texas, 7 innings. He gave up only 1 run on 4 hits and 1 walk in that last start against New York.
Yeah, so he's not intimidated by the Yankees at all. Of course, this veteran experience certainly helps. So coming into Yankee Stadium, he's not going to be shaken at all. He just knows that he's got to execute pitches if he wants to be in this ball game. You know, past the 5th inning, get a decision.
Which will be taken down and in. Showalter's Ball Club, 1-5 on the year, knowing all that took place here at Yankee Stadium last year. Just wanting to quiet that Yankee offense down here in Game 1 this year. That's a way to start it. That one swung on. Gardner's out of there. The strikeout for Kashner.
Boy, that's a great pitch for Kashner. Looked like a changeup, 3-2 changeup. Oh yeah, he's got the circle change grip, and here it comes. Look at the bottom drop out of this one. Wow, what a great pitch. A gutsy call right there. When you talk about execution, that was executed perfectly.
That'll bring Aaron Judge to the plate. There are the numbers for Judge. Solid start, 3 RBIs for him. As we said last year, just unbelievable numbers coming up against the Orioles. He had one of the biggest years that any Yankee player has had against an opposing team in one season last year against the Orioles. That pitch will be taken for a strike. He comes into the year with a .364 average against the Orioles and 11 home runs hit against Baltimore pitching. Part of the onslaught that the Yankees won 8 of the 10 games that were played here in this ballpark last year against the O's.
Yeah, it was a pretty impressive show that Judge put on last year. Of course, the Rookie of the Year, 52 home runs, and I am just blown away that he hit 11 home runs against the Orioles last season. And here are those numbers you're talking about, Gary, here at Yankee Stadium. And the Orioles only get to 2 wins out of 10 tries, but the home runs, 32 home runs by the Yankees. You kidding me? That batting average, it's like the Oriole team never left the field. I mean, the Yankee offense was just putting on a show. 10 runs per game. I mean, how do you stop that? And they didn't let up. But the kicker is, I mean, look at the bottom. 5-4 record versus the Yankees at Camden Yards. So the Orioles knew that they could compete, but here at Yankee Stadium, my goodness, did the Yankees have the advantage?
Yeah, they just did. A couple of close pitches, and Kashner does not get the call on it, and Judge works the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. He wanted at least one of those last 2. The Orioles shifted in the infield, playing him to pull the outfield. Adam Jones shaded to right a couple of steps against Aaron Judge. 2-2 delivery on the way and a check swing, and that's going to be outside. Trying to get him to bite on a couple of pitches that were close, wouldn't do it. And he works the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, making some pretty good pitches, flipping up everything right now, trying to get Judge off balance, maybe reach a little bit. But boy, does this guy have a good eye. He can work a pitcher. He sees a lot of pitches per at bat.
And a towering fly ball, right field. And that will be handled. A lot of time for Santander to get under. 2 down.
Like that, working through for the first 2 outs. Take a look at the Oriole defense tonight here at the stadium. Mancini, Jones, and Santander are roaming the outfield. Machado and Scope once again turning 2 up the middle with Beckham and Davis on the corners, and Chance Cisco getting the start here at the stadium.
So the other part of this MVP home run leading Yankee lineup, Stanton. Stanton has faced Cashner 7 at bats. He's 1 for 7 against him. Stands in with 2 down and nobody on. Cashner's delivery to him is going to be taken down low for a ball. Stanton has started out with the 3 home runs. He's picked up 6 RBIs, gone 5 for 23. Does have 12 strikeouts already. Leads the Yankees in that department as he got the Platinum Award with a 5K game the other day. And the Yankees fans, after standing up and applauding when he came on the field, booed him unmercifully after the 5th strikeout. Ground ball into the shift. It'll be played by Manny Machado over, and that's the out and a good start. As Cashner retires the side in order, Orioles will come up. Davis will lead it off. Park. Every adult purchasing a regularly priced individual game ticket in the upper deck is invited to bring along up to 2 children ages 9 and under. Compliments of the Orioles. For details and tickets, Orioles.com/kids free. Oriole fans on hand, like the Yankee fans, decked out in winter garb necessarily in this one. Wind dying down a little bit as some of the clouds have moved their way through, but it's cold. And a pitch taken for a strike. Chris Davis out of that leadoff spot moved down to the number 5 hole. He's gone 5 for 21 with a home run against Tanaka. Tanaka will give up the long ball. Shift put on here and a little chopper foul.
Now, Chris Davis, he's had some success here at Yankee Stadium. How about most home runs versus the Yankees since '54? And the company that Davis is with, Boog Powell leading the way, Brooks Robinson, Cal Ripken, and there's Crusher. 26 home runs just ahead of Eddie Murray. And, he's going to do some more damage here. You mentioned it. Tanaka can give the long ball up. Be nice if Davis start getting things going, especially here at Yankee Stadium.
Tanaka's been unbeatable. We'll show you the numbers here in a second. Unbeatable here in this ballpark. Over the last 6 starts, his record is 6-0 at Yankee Stadium. 1-2 delivery on the way to Davis. Ground ball to first. That's as far over as I've seen a first baseman play against Chris Davis, and wouldn't you know it, it is right down the line Walker makes the play.
Yeah, typically you might see a step and a dive over there. He is literally about 2 feet away from the foul line, and it's all about just covering the baseball. Gets down there, puts a knee down, keeping it away from the outfield grass. And Walker played second base most of his career, getting the start over at first base. Get that bat in the lineup. Takes one away from Davis.
Greg Bird, of course, continues to be injured, as has been so much of his Yankee career story. They don't know when they're going to get him back, so first base again became open. Davis retired, and Beckham goes after the first pitch. He'll pop it up. That'll come back and over the screen. How tough has Tanaka been here in this ballpark? Well, as we said, a 6-0 mark for him in the last 6 starts here. You go back to last year, batting against him has been almost impossible with that .86 ERA, a 185 opponent batting average, a whip of .83, and a 51-7 strikeout to walk ratio.
That's pretty impressive.
That's all here in this ballpark, last 6 starts. Swing and a miss, took a little off that at 82.
Yeah, that was including a postseason start here last year, and Tanaka has just become a beast, and I think it's because he has so many weapons, and it just seems like the game has kind of gotten away from fastball location and more just about keeping hitters off balance with either a spin ball or a split finger, and Tanaka certainly has that repertoire.
Beckham will take the pitch down low. Tim with a 1-for-11 lifetime against Tanaka. 7 years he played in the Japanese league before coming over. He's only 29 years old, and certainly didn't let up for Aaron Boone here in the first start for the new skipper for the Yankees. And a check swing. Did he go? Nope. Hickok down at first base says he held up on that. So many disputes already in the year, and probably the most disputed play in baseball is the check swing, because there is no such thing in the rule book. There is no check swing.
Right.
You either have offered at the baseball and swung at it, or you haven't. And that's what the umpires have to decide. 2-2 delivery and another check swing. Did he go? No.
Boy, those are some pretty good pitchers' pitches right there, getting ahead and then just working the edges, hoping for some either soft contact or a swing and a miss. See, Beckham's been out in front the last 2 pitches, and another close call right there. That bat head did not get out in front of the plate. And I guess in our minds, at least the old school, that's what the check swing is. Keep that bat head behind, breaking that plane to the front of the plate.
3-2 delivery on the way. He'll take it, and that is a strike, and he didn't like it. Second strikeout picked up by Tanaka.
Yeah, Beckham knows, and I think Tanaka as well. I mean, he starts the splitty at the knees, and he knows it's going to drop down below, hoping for a swing here. A pretty nasty pitch with a hard finish at the end on that split finger. And it shows it catches the bottom of the box, but man, oh man, just the way Sanchez received that pitch made it look worse than it was, taking it right off the dirt.
So there are 2 away. Nobody on here in the second inning. It'll be Rasmus, who is in the DH role for the Orioles. 2 for 10 with a home run off Tanaka lifetime. And he will put that one up in the air and foul down the left field line. Could well be one of the smaller crowds of the year here at Yankee Stadium. Although a number have come in late, it is just so cold here at the ballpark, and it's only going to get colder. Much of this game will be played probably with the temperature in the upper 30s. And nobody knows what the weather for the rest of this weekend is going to look like. Everything from rain, snow, and sun in the forecast. Looking to bunt. He's got it wide open as they are playing way back. Didi Gregorius with a shift on is the only Yankee over there, and he was back at a full shortstop position. He may move in a little bit now.
Yeah.
Or Andujar, sorry. See if he moves in.
It looks like he's kind of honoring the bunt now. A little bit of a in the count shift.
The Orioles spent a lot of time in batting practice bunting today, more than I've ever seen in their pregame work. Down to first and foul, so we may see some of that if the offense isn't producing early in the game.
Well, the Oriole offense has seen a couple things consistently to the start of this young season. They've seen full shifts on just about everybody, and they've seen a ton of off-speed pitches, probably more than anybody in the game. And I think the game is kind of changing in that regard, is that more teams are flipping in more breaking balls and changeups than they have in the past. Up over 50% now of the pitches that pitchers are throwing are off-speed pitches.
Here's the 1-2 delivery by Tanaka, and he'll swing through it. Tanaka's got 3 strikeouts back-to-back here in the second inning. D.D. Gregorius, Sanchez, Walker coming up for the Yankees. $500 being selected, 500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play Home Run Rich's scratch-offs went up to $50,000 or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Go to mdlottery.com/home-run. Marva, good luck tonight. You certainly are in a ball game where that may well happen. Yankees and Orioles last year, 70 combined home runs in their 19 games. The 5th most combined home runs in any season series in Major League Baseball history.
Yanks, 7. It's impressive. Yeah, a lot of boppers up and down. I mean, that's what the American League East is, right?
D.D. Gregorius is one of those, but Showalter spent a good deal of time before the game talking about him, saying if there's a player who may get overlooked a little bit too much, it's this guy right here.
Wow.
You can understand why that happens with Judge and Stanton and Sanchez in the lineup, but talk about an offensive producer. This shortstop is one of them.
Oh yeah, putting up incredible numbers at short, offensively. But I think why Buck really likes him is that he's a great leader out in the middle of the infield. He's a solid defender. He can make the great plays. He understands what's going on out there, and he can swing the bat pretty well too.
The ever dangerous leadoff walk is picked up by Gregorius. So the Yankees got the leadoff man on and with good speed. Those pitches not close. And that'll bring Sanchez to the plate. There's Sanchez, 0 for 3 lifetime against Castro. Now we'll look for that ground ball, try and get the double play, something he has done exceedingly well throughout his career as a pronounced ground ball pitcher. See if he can get one here. Orioles have the shift on. There is nobody between first and second base. And the pitch will be taken down low for a ball.
Yeah, Sanchez to a slow start this season off. To come up with a big home run in yesterday's ball game. But he's a guy that's, kind of pressing a little bit here in the early going. So you make some good pitches, make him expand a little bit, and this should be a great opportunity for the Orioles to get 2.
That ball slapped hard and fouled. Cashner last year was 4th in getting ground ball double plays in the American League. That's a great sign. Obviously, the Orioles are forever, with a lot of teams, looking for ground ball pitchers in these ballparks like Camden Yards and somewhat here in right center that surrender home runs.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you can find sinker ballers, I mean, man, you got to gobble them up, especially in this day and age where it's just all about hitting the home run. And Cashner's the type of pitcher, he gets that feel for the two-seamer and keeps it down and plays the slider off it. I mean, he can be very efficient, keep his pitch count down, get some early outs, keep his defense engaged, and that's exactly why they went after Cashner this offseason.
He gave up just .89 home runs per 9 innings last year, which was why the 3 in the first game was really a surprise. Nice stop made little knee walking there to go out and get that one. And Chance did.
That's a big play right there. We talked about the little details in a ball game, and this is one that catchers cannot, afford to be lazy on. And Cisco was very aggressive on that move to the breaking ball. I mean, Cashner just spiked that one in the lefty box, and he got over on both knees, keep that one contained.
Sanchez will foul that one back, got a good rip on a pitch that looked pretty hittable but could not connect, and that will even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Orioles have got a 4-game set this time against the Yankees. One of the few times I can remember next time they come back here, it's only going to be for 2 games. Kind of a weird arrangement, one of those 2-game sets against New York. Runner off first base, pretty good lead leaning, and Cashner decides to step off here as Gregorius over there has continued to extend his lead, seeing if he can draw the attention, and did. No stolen bases. The Yankees have stolen only 1 base so far this season. That was Austin. Throw over, he'll be back easily. When you're scoring on the home run ball, you do not want to give up base runners getting caught stealing, so you do it very little.
Right. Well, you saw the numbers there. Not the best stolen base percentages, but certainly has the capability. If the game's on the line, you would think he'd be put in motion, get in scoring position. I think right now he's just trying to get in Cashner's head a little bit, extend the lead, and Cashner has picked over a couple times. And if you can get the pitcher to lose just a little bit of his focus, it might end up being a matter of inches on his next pitch, and that's what Sanchez wants to do. Get him.
There he goes. Ball hit the left field. Ball is picked up by Gregorius, the runner. Trey Mancini puts it away, so they did send him. The Orioles get the out of the fly ball. Sanchez first out of the inning. Plan your summer at Oriole Park with a Birdland Ticket membership. Birdland Ticket members always pay the lowest available price. Savings of up to 15% when compared to single game tickets. Plus, members receive exclusive orange carpet benefits. Visit Orioles.com to find the membership plan that's right for you. Runner remains at first, 1 away. And that will bring Neil Walker to the plate. Another addition to the Yankees, and a high profile addition at that. Walker, a really good MVP, most versatile player kind of guy. As Mike mentioned, you can move him around. Doesn't seem to matter where he plays. He still gives you a pretty good bat. Yankees signed him to a 1-year deal and have already needed him with some injuries, which the Yankees have had to play through here, especially at first base with Bird. Walker will take it. Cashner falls behind him, 2-0.
I think the Yankees kind of in a unique situation as far as the players they go after. Obviously, they have a little bit more money than most, but Walker, a veteran presence in there, and he was a late sign by the Yankees. They started getting some injuries in spring training, and they went after some veteran depth. Walker, a pretty solid pickup, if you ask me. They do have some younger players scattered on this team. But when you get the good veteran presence mixed in there, only good things can come of that. And I think the new manager, Mr. Boone, he appreciates the veteran presence in the Yankee clubhouse.
Good eye, and Cashner having some troubles here. Is walk 2, putting runners on at first and second for the Yankees.
Now, being careful with Gregorius and Walker there at the short porch out in right field. I think they have kind of scared Cashner out of the strike zone a little bit, maybe trying to be too perfect down and away. But here, once again, 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning after a couple walks.
Again, he'll be looking for the ground ball. Bring Austin up to the plate. RBI opportunity for him. He's the designated hitter in the ball game, Tyler Austin. Pitch on the way, and that is going to be a strike on the outside corner. Austin in the DH role overall, a couple of home runs, 3 RBIs already this year. He is prone to a few strikeouts, 6 of those so far with a couple of walks. And also can give you the long ball. Pitch to him is going to go to second, not hit hard. There's one. Manny Machado from Scope guns it over, and they get the double play. So no runs, no hits, no errors. One left despite a leadoff walk. Orioles able to do what Andrew Cashner can do, and he gets a grounder. race 3-2. They were down 2-0. They won it in 12 innings. Hanley Ramirez, big start for him. Game-winning single. Price on the mound, no runs, 3 hits over 7. The Blue Jays had home runs in each of their first 6, tying their second longest streak to open a season in club history, and 7 different players hit those home runs for Toronto. So the Red Sox, with their victory today in that game, are now 6-1. They've won 6 in a row. Tampa Bay drops to 1-6. They have lost 6 in a row. So with that game today, the Yankees start the day game and a half behind Boston. The Orioles 4.5 games out. Tanaka goes back to work. Santander will take the pitch. He's going to miss down low. Santander, Cisco, and Mancini for the Orioles. Masahiro Tanaka, the left-handers, 252 off him. Right-handers, 261. Last year, foul tipped. Santander unable to reach that one. It was low, lower, and lowest, 1 and 2.
Yeah, he gets some really late drop action on that split finger. I mean, it looks like it's going to be a knee high, sometimes a thigh high fastball strike, and then it just disappears. I mean, boy, has he thrown some good ones here in the early going.
1-2 delivery on the way, and that will be taken down low. 85 miles an hour. You'll note the speed mix up throughout the game. Mike's been talking about keeping hitters off balance. Tanaka, be all kinds of velocities that will show up, varying pitch to pitch. In the air, left field, hit pretty good. Will it have enough legs? Warning track wall and caught. Stanton goes back to get it, just a little shy of an opposite field home run.
Yeah, mistake fastball, wanted it down and away, maybe run off the plate, got elevated. But I don't know, the Santander's heart was in this one. He saw a fastball and put a swing on it, and I think if he had a little more conviction to the swing, it might have gotten up in the seats. Just coming up a little bit short there as Stanton chases it down at the wall.
First out recorded on the long fly ball. That'll bring the Oriole catcher up. Francisco getting another start here. He's had one at bat against Tanaka last year and ended up going 1 for 1 against him. Orioles with a couple of lefties at the bottom of the order, with Santander being a switch hitter. Tanaka's delivery to him. He got on top of that to second base. Wade. 2 quick outs. For every Orioles walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to support the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society Light the Night Walk. Those have drawn 21 walks, total of $1,050. Care First encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Leadoff batter Trey Mancini, base hit to start the ball game, and almost got the Orioles on the board. Came around, tried to score, and a 2-out single by Adam Jones, but Stanton got it in to Gregorius, who got it to the plate. Tag put on by Sanchez. Mancini was called safe. The Yankees challenged, and the call on the field was overturned.
Yeah, Mancini in the leadoff spot by Buck Showalter after the Davis experiment didn't work out too well. But, you know, the Orioles are starting to try to be a little bit more aggressive right now. Bobby Dickerson with an aggressive send there in the first inning. And I think it was a good call. I think the Orioles really need to make marks early in ball games if they want to have some success. And Bobby aggressive there. Mancini, it was a close play. It was pretty heady slide, reaching in there to touch the plate. I think just inches away from Orioles getting on the board.
Tanaka's delivery goes right up the middle again, and that's where Mancini has gone in his first 2 at bats. So Trey Mancini 2 for 2 as he picks up the single with 2 down here in the 3rd inning.
Well, you like that. Mancini staying in the big part of the field. He's not messing with the corners anymore. Singing strong to the middle and a couple hard shots. They're clean. Single up the middle, almost identical to the line drive he hit in the first inning.
So he's on, and the Orioles have 3 hits in the ball game. The shift will be put on against Manny Machado. Machado, a strikeout victim, his first time to the plate. There are 2 down here, no score. Top half of the 3rd. Right-hander with the high hole look over. Manny gathers a lot of people around him when he comes to New York. Press-wise, there was a big scrum in front of him in the clubhouse before the game, and they finally get to the question, what do you think about playing in New York? It's inevitable here. Manny just says it's always out of my control. Says I'm ready to play right now, and that's all I can do. He was asked about moving from short to third again and made it pretty clear that's something he does not want to do. That ball in the air to left field. Stanton's right there, and he's got it. So the Orioles are retired. No runs on one hit, no errors, and one left on base. We go to the bottom of the third, scoreless. Consider either with the Orioles or somebody else moving from shortstop back to third base.
I made the commitment to go to short, so I think moving on forward, I would like to stay there. I wouldn't. This is not just a move of like you guys like to say, for money purposes. I'm gonna get mine. Everybody's gonna get theirs. So it wasn't for that. This is where my heart is, where my heart has always been. So that's where I want to be.
Interesting there. Manning, of course, a platinum glove third baseman, arguably best third baseman in all of baseball, making the move to shortstop after J.J. Hardy leaves. And I think there are a couple things in that decision. I think Manny had always wanted to play short, but Beckham, I don't think that they thought he could handle 162 out there at shortstop. So I think in Buck's eyes, he thought Manny was mature enough to handle it. And Manny, hey, I'm going to give him a lot of credit. Spring training was good for him. He had a lot of good work sessions out there, but here early on we've seen a couple of the focus things, like that missed ball there in Houston that led to a run, and those are the type of things that if Manny wants to be a top caliber shortstop, every pitch he's got to be right there, and he's got to understand what's going on and the value and the importance of outs on the field.
Tyler Wade has quickly gotten a 3-0 lead on this count. He shows bunt, taking all the way. It is in there for a strike. Andujar and then Gardner will be coming up. Made his major league debut with the Yankees last year. He went 9 for 58 as he played in 30 games. Was in the wild card roster, did not participate postseason. He's going to get a base hit here into right center field, so the advantage of being up in the count. He's going to try for two. Jones's throw is not in time. It gets away. So the Yankees showing some aggressiveness on the base paths.
Boy, and that's the kind of stuff that young and winning players do. Look at a high hand set here, just dropping the bat head into the slot, hits it into the gap, and he sees Adam Jones taping a deeper angle out there. He says, what the heck, I'll try it here. A 0-0 ball game playing at the stadium. You want to get the crowd on your side, do something like this. And he goes in hard into Manny's shins. That is a huge aggressive play for the Yankees. Nice tight turnaround first base to help him get in there safely.
So Miguel Andujar will get the RBI opportunity as he stands in. Their minor league player of the year last year. Andujar takes it down low, got a chance for a pickoff, throws through. Manny moving in, at a little daylight there. Cisco decided to give it a whirl. So an aggressive Wade stays aggressive as he had a big jump lead out there after the pitch.
Yeah, looking to advance for sure. As a runner out at second base, you can see the pitches that are coming in there. Can follow the signs, anticipate breaking ball, and actually bounce off there. And a ball on the dirt, if your timing is right, you can get into third base. And all that's doing is helping your team. It's helping the next hitter get an RBI.
Fouls away Andujar. Andujar getting the start at third base in this ball game. Aaron Boone doing something he said he would do in the spring, and that's get everybody involved early. He's rotating this lineup from game to game, kind of looking at matchups and also who hasn't played lately, and doing it very early in the year, so their first-year manager as a player knows how important it is to be able to get in there and have game conditions to play in. Yeah. Pitch, take it inside.
Absolutely, yeah. And Andujar had a good spring. You know, he's another guy that got called up last year, some playing time, and they love his tools, his skill set. And yeah, get him in there, get his feet wet a little bit here at Yankee Stadium, and you know, spell some guys in this cold weather, and trying to keep your batting average afloat. Got to keep mixing it up.
Well, he goes the other way with it. Play will be made by Scope. That is a successful at bat. You got the runner moved up. You sacrifice yourself to get somebody to third base with only one away.
Yeah, absolutely. And you watch all the high fives he's going to be getting in that Yankee dugout there. The runner at second base, the aggressive base running by Wade, of course, did a nice job giving up his AB there with a soft ground ball to the right side, moves the runner over to third base, and now it should be, you know, this is what teams fight for, to get a runner in the scoring position there with less than one out. And here's an opportunity for Gardner. This is a sac fly, get something in the air. You know, the infield's drawn in, so there are more opportunities now for Gardner to pick up this run.
Yankees hitting .293 with runners in scoring position, the fourth highest average through the first week of this 18 season. Gardner, a strikeout victim, first time up, infield in, and he will take the pitch for a strike. Gardner so far in the young years 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Pretty good contact hitter. Can put the ball in play. Last year in these situations, Gardner hit .263. Runner off third, no score, 1 down. The 0-1 in the dirt. Cisco able to block it, hold the runner at third base.
Yeah, another great block there by Cisco. Castro spiked a couple breaking balls here early in this ball game, and Cisco getting himself in a great position. I mean, just sliding over and getting in front of it. It's about keeping that chest over the baseball so it doesn't kick away. It's keeping that angle down so it's staying right in front of him.
Gardner with Judge waiting on deck. Infield stays in. That ball in the air down the line left. That'll be out of play. He raised that uppercut a little bit. Gardner did. He's trying to get that run in, wanting to fly ball to the outfield. Yeah, outfield will play a little shallower against him. Adam Jones in particular in center has moved in a few steps.
They have stepped in there a little bit. Gardner got that fastball that he wanted elevated a little bit, but Cashner, he ended up on that 95-mile-an-hour heater there from Cashner.
Trying to find a strikeout to hold that runner at third base. Wade the lead at third. Gardner's gone. Got that one in there, and a big strikeout as Cashner finds it on the inside of the plate.
Oh, a nice pitch there from Cashner, two-seamer. One of those that starts off right at the hitter and works itself back over that inside corner. Take a look right here. Two-seam fastball. Ooh, a little buckle there, and you see the movement as Cisco locks it up right on the black.
So his 2 strikeouts have both been against Gardner, Yankee leadoff batter. And that'll back the infield up with 2 away, and here is Judge. He flied out to right field his first time up. Aaron Judge, runner at third base. Judge at topper. It is foul. Jan Cisco coming up to get it. Handled it in foul territory, but making sure not letting that roll.
Yeah, nice play there by Cisco. Quick reactions to kind of get it up there. If you get an opportunity to get boy, a soft out like that off Aaron Judge, boy, you're going to take it. Cisco was looking for it, but unfortunately the ball didn't get into fair territory. Take a look at Cisco bounce out of here. Little chopper, nice pitch, and boom, he's out to get it in fair territory, and he's hoping he can block that umpire's view of it, making sure it or trying to get it to stay fair.
Get the out, get Judge out of there, but not quite. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Cashner will be way outside with it. Judge last year here at Yankee Stadium had 33 home runs in 77 games here, and that broke Babe Ruth's record. A single season home run at home by a Yankee. Ruth set that in 1921. Way back into that power alley, but it looks like it's going to stay in the yard, and it does. Santander puts it away. Judge is retired. Our M&T Bank do-ups when we come back. Scope, Jones, and Davis. For Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Gary Thorne and Mike Bordick here in New York. Take a look at the Battery down in lower Manhattan and up in the Bronx. No score, the Orioles and the Yankees. So far, the two pitchers dominating play. Good job by Cashner to get out of that third inning after the leadoff double by Wade. Tanaka, no walks and 3 strikeouts. Cashner's had 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Orioles no runs, 3 hits. Yankees no runs and 1 hit. And the pitch will be taken away for a ball as Jonathan Schoop leads it off for the Orioles here in the 4th inning. Schoop popped out his first time up, shift on in the infield. Jonathan will take a breaking ball that cuts the inside corner.
Wow, that was like a wiffle ball right there, the movement he had on the pitch, and I don't know if that was a breaking ball or another split finger. I think Tanaka kind of anticipating the second time through that the Oriole hitters maybe going to be a little bit more aggressive, but a nice take there. Unfortunately, Schoop did take that pitch.
Goes back to the outside. That time he's going to miss it on Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan, good numbers off Tanaka. 5 career hits, of course, 3 of them home runs. So Jonathan Schoop looking for the pitch and do some damage on. He's done it before. Trying to get the O's on the board here.
2-1 delivery to him. Couldn't stay back long enough on that one at 83. Again, it's the velocity that had him on his front foot before the ball ever got there.
Yeah, Tanaka knew, though, on that one that he made a mistake. He was jumping around as soon as he let go of that pitch. Up around the belt. Boy, mistakes made there. Very rarely do they get by hitters. Schoop just missing that one as it fouled off.
2-ball, 2-strike count coming. And a swing and a miss as he came back inside. So he worked inside, outside, and gets the strikeout, his 4th.
Yeah, this is that same split finger that he started Schoop off with the second pitch, the wiffle ball type split finger. That is some amazing movement there. 85 miles an hour. There you see the split finger grip and maybe just a little bit more pressure on that index finger, forcing it down and in on Schoop. That's nasty.
Tanaka with his 4th K. 1 down. Here's Jones, base hit for Adam, his first time up, credited with a double. That was the play at the plate on Trey Mancini, who got tossed out. So Adams, his pace picking up at the plate. He's now 8 for 22. Lifetime off. Tanaka with a home run. Set up, Sanchez down and away. Got that one not located where he wanted. Foul back upstairs.
Yeah, another elevated pitch, and the Oriole hitters taking some healthy cuts on the mistakes, but just not squaring them up. Adam Jones has made slight adjustments here in the beginning of the year after a slow start. you know, you see him widened out a little bit, letting the ball travel. He's had some good games here recently.
0-2 the count on him. Tanaka brings it in, got him. Took a swing, but not much of one. And that is strikeout number 5.
Well, there's that same pitch Jonathan Scope got. Just dive bombing down and in. And boy, he throws it so hard. There again, the grip, index finger pressure. And boy, Adam Jones just a little late making up his mind there to hold up.
He had 8 strikeouts in that opening win against Toronto in the 6 innings, giving up just a run on 3 hits. And he's got 5 already in this one. And the pitch taken for a strike, Chris Davis. Davis grounded out the first time up. You see where Walker's playing, kind of a 9th inning prevent the double D down there at first base, right over by the line. That's exactly where that first at bat by Davis ended up going, right into the glove over there.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't pulled all the infielders over there. You know, I think Chris Davis has shown bunt a couple times. He showed it in spring training, and that's the only reason why there's a defender over there on the left side of the field.
1-1 delivery on the way, and Tanaka will turn that one over, and it'll miss outside. Real struggle for Chris right now. Certainly, it doesn't seem as though he's seeing the ball particularly well. Strikeouts as expected coming, but even for Chris at a rate not expected. Ground ball that's going to go towards second. Davis trying to beat it out, gets cut off. Didi Gregorius makes the play. Wow, that ball a slow roller and a real close play at first base. Buck Showalter wants to take a look at it to see whether or not that got there in time. Wade was way back at second. He wasn't going to have a chance to make that play. And the throw to first.
Wow.
They are not going to challenge. Play too close. Davis unable to beat it out in a 1-2-3 inning for Tanaka. SBNation.com saying Yankee players tend to exceed expectations. They've done this for decades. It's how they can maintain an admirable farm system without picking in the first round of every draft, and it's how they were always able to stay over 500 even in the leaner years. Didi Gregorius much better than the Yankees should have hoped for. Gregorius, of course, great year last year and has picked it up again this year.
Yeah, well, Gregorius came over from the Diamondbacks, and he was a talent then as well. Yeah, he's been maturing and becoming a better player. But, you know, the Orioles have a pretty good farm system where they've developed players like Mancini, Machado, Scope have come up through. That Gosman and Bundy up here now as well. But I understand how they can hold kind of Yankee players and that kind of reverence as far as you know, the talent that they have pushed through their systems. And even when they weren't that good, they'd have enough players where they had the ability to make trades with their minor leagues.
Giancarlo Stanton 0-2 in a hurry. Pitch will be taken outside. He grounded out his first time up. There was a time when the Yankees had a minor league team called the Kansas City Royals. And it seemed as though whenever the Yankees needed a player, they went to the Kansas City Royals and got a trade for guys like Roger Maris.
Right.
Just brought him over to the Yankees. That went on for a while and became kind of a subject of debate about what was going on there. 1 ball, 2 strike count, shift on. Pitch will be taken up high, 93 miles an hour. Cashner's got Stanton, Gregorius, and Sanchez coming up here in a scoreless game, bottom half of the 4th inning. Double by Wade in the 3rd. The only Yankee hit so far. That'll go right into that shift. And he's got it. He'll make the play. Stanton is retired, 1 down. Well, may the force be with you when the Orioles host Star Wars night at Oriole Park on Friday, May 11 versus the Tampa Bay Rays. Reserve your tickets, including an O'Day 1 Kenobi bobblehead. Plus, after the game, enjoy the season's first post-game fireworks display, and it'll feature a Star Wars themed music accompaniment. Tickets at Orioles.com/Star Wars.
I like it. O'Day 1 Kenobi.
O'Day 1 Kenobi. You can take it home. And the pitch taken inside for a ball. Stant retired. Gregorius drew a walk. Was stranded his first time up. Pitch on the way to him will drop in on that inside corner. Last year, the lefties off Cashner, only 243. Right-handers hit 256. So he did a good job against left-handed hitters last year. Only 15 home runs with that sinker. That one fouled back up and over the screen. And a 1 ball, 2 strike count. So Andrew getting his first look at Yankee Stadium from the mound here in this ball game. Without a doubt, he'll have other views from that same little mound of dirt with all the games these two teams play against one another. 1-2 delivery on the way. Cut it inside. Missed with it. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Oh, nice try right there with the breaking ball, working it down under the hands. You want to finish that pitch off. He does there. You want it to start a strike and then work off the plate. Borderline. Almost got Gregorius to bite on it, but I like the way Cashner's mixing up his pitches right now. The breaking ball, occasional change in there.
He'll miss with that one down low at 94. Full count. Gregorius, a 293 lifetime batting average against the Orioles. 5 home runs against Oriole pitching. 3-2 delivery on the way to him and lost him. So he has picked up another walk. This one coming with one away here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, Cashner upset on that last pitch. Take a look at the O's rotation this season. Of course, Dylan Bundy has been a monster, really building off last year. He gets the call on opening day, and his numbers just so impressive. But the rest of the bunch not starting off as hot. The 18 innings, an 8.50 earned run average. Now the earned run average, the whip up there as well, opponent batting average. So when they're making mistakes on the plate, they're getting hit. And what that shows me is that they're just not consistent enough working the edges. Hitters are waiting out mistakes, and when they get them, they're capitalizing on them. Now, it's early in the season. Cashner, obviously, a nice little bounce back start going right now, mixing in his pitches, good fastball velocity and movement. So it's going to happen with the rest of the guys, but it's nice to see Dylan Bundy off to a good start. We've been you would have had better feeling in your stomach if the rest of the starters might have jumped on board there. Just a little bit more consistent.
Good lead at first base. Ball tagged to right field, but again, it's not carrying a lot here tonight, and it'll be hauled in easily. Santander out there gets it in, and Sanchez is retired. Didi Gregorius at first base was on the go. Yeah, the Oriole pitching coming into today's play, 3rd highest ERA at 5.43. Chicago and Kansas City actually both have higher ERAs, over 6 for each of those teams to start the year. The Yankees ERA 3.46. That is ranked 5th in the American League, but as Mike said, it is early, and like batting averages, those numbers can change in a hurry with the 1 or 2 good games. So 2 down, runner remains at first, and here's Walker. Walker drew a walk his first time to the plate. Throw over with Gregorius showing a chant for taking off over there. Cashner deciding maybe I'll cut that lead down by a half step.
Yeah, he got on by way of walking his last at bat, and he was extending his lead and actually took off on one of the pitches. So Cashner trying to keep him honest.
Neil Walker waiting on it. Breaking ball that had tied him up will miss. Split the year last season. Mets, Brewers. Ended up hitting .265. 14 home runs, 49 RBIs combined. 10th season at the major league level for Neil Walker. 1-0 delivery. Good pitch. That one down and away, 1-1.
Yeah, beauty. Nice little change up, turns it over, works away from Walker. A nice sharp breaking ball biting down and in. This one just fading away. A couple good secondary pitches there.
There you see the career numbers for the veteran. Runner goes again. Throw down. Cisco right there, and he is out. Put that one right on the money as Manny Machado came on to take the throw, and Gregorius ran right into it. You'll see that throw so good. Hardly has to move the glove to get him out of there. That'll end the inning with only 3 coming to the plate. PNC make today the day.
Yeah, minor leagues picking it up tonight. And here's our minor league report with the Bowie Bay Sox rotation. John Means, he's just 24 years old, and you know, pretty good pitcher. Got some good stuff. 3 pitches he could throw for strikes. Kippers there. Aiken, who's a prospect. Christian Binford brought over, I think, from the Royals. Hunter Harvey, yeah, he's one of the top prospects in all of baseball. Buck Showalter's eyes lit up in spring training, and he's down there in the rotation helping Gary Kendall and Kenny Steenstra out for the Bay Sox.
Beckham leading it off. A strikeout victim his first time up. Rasmus and then Santana. Orioles have had singles. Mancini, Jones, and Mancini again for the 3 hits on the board. Pitch on the way by Tanaka will come inside. Tanaka with the 50 pitch count reached here. Going to the Orioles, retiring the side in order in that last half inning. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Beckham will take the pitch inside for a ball. 68% of leadoff batters retired last year by Tanaka. Pretty good number. Starters try and reach that 70 mark. 70% keep you out of trouble. He was just shy of that. 2-1. Foul back. Shift put on after the last pitch, and now they'll move out of it with Wade going back towards his second base position.
Yeah, Tanaka getting away with another mistake, and you know, these pitches that are floating in just above the belt. The Oriole hitters taking some real good hacks at him, but just missing. And I think it's in large part because Tanaka's ability to mix things up so much might surprise him a little bit when a mistake is made, and just changing the velocities and locations.
2 ball, 2 strike count on the way. Beckham will take it, and it will miss inside. Tanaka, in the previous 8 career starts against the Orioles, a .358 earned run average to go along with that 2-2 record. He was 1-1 last year. Much higher ERA against the Orioles last year, over 6 on the season in the starts he made. Full count. Beckham trying to get on to kick it off for the Orioles. He'll foul that one off and hold it at a full count.
Well, right now in the middle of this ball game, it's just a matter of kind of working Tanaka. They'd love to get on the board with a home run, but how about making them work for some more pitches? We've had some quick innings right now. That pitch count just in the 50 here to start this inning. There have been some opportunities for the Orioles to extend a little bit.
3-2's there. Beckham has been caught looking in this game on those pitches twice.
Now pitching a little backwards that time to Beckham. Off-speed pitches early, of course, mixed in the split finger, then 94 miles an hour. This looked like about 100 after a couple split fingers and sliders. There's cheese at the knees right there from Tanaka. Little four-seam fastball.
So called out on strikes for the second time, Beckham. Colby Rasmus, a strikeout victim his first time up. They put the shift on, leave Andujar on the other side at third, guarding against the bunt as well. Tanaka comes in low, gets the swinging strike 0-1. Rasmus, a couple of hits, 11 at bats, including a home run off Tanaka. Colby Rasmus in the DH role in this ball game. Tanaka with that big leg swing, and the pitch is going to miss up high for a ball. Colby Rasmus has picked up just one hit so far in the 15 at bats that he's had. He'll get some time in the outfield with the Orioles as well as in the DH role. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery. Ground ball into the shift. Warriors up, makes the play, and there are 2 down.
Another split finger right there at the bottom of the zone. Some weak contact. I'm sure Gregorius out there at shortstop saying thank you for letting that one go. Tanaka pretty thankful as well that that one didn't draw any leather as he reached out for it.
2 down here in the 5th. Pitchers dominating on this cool evening in New York. Here is Santander, flied out to left field his first time up. Gave it a decent ride. Ended up going back near the wall where Stanton was able to haul it in. And that pitch will be taken down low for a ball.
Yeah, there have been a couple balls that I know in the middle of summer will probably jump out of here, but the cold weather keeping it in the stadium tonight. Some deep fly balls taking the outfield back to the warning track, even up against the wall, but no long balls yet.
Santander also with just 1 hit to begin the season. He is 1 for 12 now. That's how cool it is. Some of the players putting on an extra layer tonight. Face cover up because of the wind that was blowing. Felt like 35 degrees. 1-1 delivery on the way. Got it way on top of that one to second. Wade will make the play, and a 1-2-3 inning. 7 in a row retired by Tanaka. in the Bronx, a 0-0 ball game. The Yankees have had one base runner to third and stranded there. The Orioles have had one who went right on through it and got thrown out at the plate. Otherwise, the pitchers have been in charge here. Cashner, the 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Tanaka, no walks, and he has struck out 6. Here is Walker to lead it off. He'll nub that one foul down the third base side with a shift on against him. Neil Walker, now 32 years old. He's out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That's where he grew up, and that's where he still lives. Interesting, he and Giancarlo Stanton become teammates, and they are the 2 players with double-digit home runs in the National League in each of the past 8 years. And now here they are playing in New York.
Wow.
That one in the air towards center, not hit hard. It's an atom ball. And one away, bottom half of the 5th inning. Get game alerts on a higher level. Sign up for new and improved Orioles alerts on Facebook Messenger. Receive the in-game highlights, exclusive signed gear giveaways, new all-access segments, and so much more. Sign up at facebook.com/MasonOrioles. Send us a message today. Join us now on Facebook Messenger. One down, 5th inning. Austin coming up, DH. Hit into a double play his first time to the plate.
Yeah, Cashner's made some big pitches. He's just kind of cruising along right now, mixing up some pitches, getting ground balls when he needs to. Not the big strikeout pitcher, but never really has been. Looks to induce some contact. Some early contact would be ideal for Cashner, but I like the way he's moving the ball around, getting some good 2-seam action there on that outside corner to the righties and the inside to the lefties. Mixing in the breaking ball and get some change-ups in there as well, and really holding this Yankee lineup at bay, making some quality pitches, getting the double play you mentioned, and then how about that? What was it, the 3rd inning or? Yeah, 3rd inning when Wade led off with the double, and then coming up with the big pitches to get out of that inning. So
he threw 79 pitches in game 1. He averaged 6 innings per start last year. He's in the 5th inning here. Austin will take the pitch for a strike on the inside corner at 92, and the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. And I agree with Mike. He looks very relaxed and under control out there on the mound.
Yeah. And a nice pitch there. The good 2-seamer down and in.
31-year-old right-hander for the Orioles delivers, and it'll be outside. So a full count on Austin. Cashner looking for a win after his 11-11 season last year, and the loss in the opener this year for him. 3-2 pitch on the way, and it will be fouled back, getting a piece of Cisco on the way by. This will be a 7-pitch at bat at least, and the next one comes in.
Yeah, crucial time right now in the ball game. Starting to see guys 2nd, 3rd time through. You've seen everything you've got. Now it's about executing.
Delivery on the way, and he gets him. Great pitch down and away. Cashner gets the strikeout, and there are 2 away here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, that's a beauty. He's got the 2-seam fastball where we're seeing all these sinkers, but he can cut it as well. And how about that late action on the 90-mile-an-hour cutter? A beautiful pitch there.
3 strikeouts in the ball game for him. He had 5 against Minnesota in his first start. Walked only 2 in that game. He's walked 3 in this one, but that has not resulted in a run, obviously. Here's Wade, who had a double and will foul that one back. Wade with 2 down and nobody on here in inning number 5. We will be right back at you tomorrow. Yet another start time. This one was 6:30 tonight. It'll be 7 o'clock tomorrow. Kevin Gosman, CC Sabathia. 6:30 for O's Extra, and 7 o'clock for the game on Masson. The Orioles will play a couple of day games here, hopefully, weather permitting, on Saturday and Sunday. Yankees changed the start times for the first month with Tuesday, Thursdays from 7 o'clock to 6:30.
Huh. Interesting.
Yep. I don't have a real good explanation for that I've heard yet. Pitch will be taken up high. I think the weather at one was part of it, but a half hour isn't going to make a whole lot of difference.
No.
Early in the year. I think they also hope to hold some of the folks in to work in Manhattan during the week who might think twice and stay if the game's at 6:30 instead of 7. Just stay in the city, have dinner, and come and go to the ball game. 2 ball, 1 strike count with 2 down. And a swing and a miss, just as Tanaka's keeping the Orioles off balance. Cash is doing a pretty good job of that on these Yankees.
Yeah, that was a nice changeup right there. Great location. He gets the good 2-seam action on his changeup, holds it like his 2-seam fastball. It just takes about 6 or 8 miles an hour off it. And you can't get much better than that location. Painting on the outside corner.
Wade hit .310 AAA last year at Scranton, and he's gone. Real solid inning. Cashner gets his 4th strikeout, 2 here in this inning, back-to-back. A pitcher's duel here in game 1 of 4 against the Yankees. Goose eggs on the board. Yankees. His grandfather Ray played, his father Bob played, his brother Brett played, all at the major league level, and the best may still be coming. Jake Boone is an infielder playing at Princeton. There you see the numbers for the freshman. 4 hits, 9 at bats, 5 runs scored. He was named the Ivy League Rookie of the Week on the season. 3 RBIs, 7 runs, 227 on the year so far in 14 games played. But Jake, his granddad, still alive. I remember seeing Ray Boone out in the backyard with Jake when he was 2-3 years old, fielding ground balls. So another Boone on the way. They were all here for opening day, but a little disappointment. The weather was so bad they didn't get the introductions in, so they didn't get to greet their Aaron coming out onto the field.
So potentially 4 generations.
Wouldn't that be something? Wow. They had 4 generation major league players. That's a long way to go, obviously, for Jake, but he's playing baseball.
Yeah. Well, it's always fun, and I know even in spring training we saw Vladimir Guerrero's kid, Dante Bichette's kid, you know, coming
Toronto
up
had
through.
5 guys. I imagine that 5 players whose dads played in the majors one day in Sarasota at the ballpark for one of those exhibition games.
My.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And a swing and a miss. Tanaka. These pitchers seem to be getting tougher as the ball game rolls along. That's 7 strikeouts.
Yeah, well, Tanaka's split finger is not going away, and it appears to be getting better. I mean, unbelievable late action right there. Throws this one's hard. Might have been his hardest splitty of the game, 87 miles an hour. And big time finish on that one as it just drops off the table.
So 1 away. Cisco out of there 0 for 2. Trey Mancini is 2 for 2. He's had 2 singles right back through the middle. Foul back. So the defense taking note of that. They put Wade right where he hit the first 2 times up, right straight up the middle.
Yeah.
That's where Wade's playing.
And that is exactly where both balls went. Now, of course, Boom Boom Mancini, he can use the whole field. So, you know, you can't target him in just one spot.
He'll go the other way this time to right field and near the warning track. The judge puts it away. 2 down. You're in the 6th inning. Sign up the Junior Orioles in your family for the 2018 Dugout Club. Memberships are just $25. Include your choice of 2 6-game ticket packages, a backpack, cap, and more. All guests Get a seat for as low as $6 per person. Join today, Orioles.com/dugout club. 2 down, and here is Manny. Machado has struck out and flied out. Machado's had good numbers in this ballpark in his career. He's a .280 hitter here at Yankee Stadium. He's had 6 home runs in this ballpark, 6 of the 16 that he's hit against the Yankees lifetime. Shift on against him as well. 1-0 delivery. Manny going for the big rip on a pitch down.
Boy, you just really have to get him elevated. Anything down around the knees you got to lay off of. He's got the nasty slider down there, the split finger, and how about the pitch efficiency? I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. He's getting early contact outs. If you tend to work him through in a bat, drops that nasty splitty there.
He is staying down. Both of these pitchers, obviously all pitchers, like to work down if they can. Cashner does that a lot because he's got that great sinker. Tanaka, fly ball pitcher, tends to be up a little bit, but he's been down in this game.
Yeah.
1-2 delivery on the way, and he'll work outside. 86, continuing to change the pace on all of his pitches, and a 2-ball 2-strike count on Manny. Infield now will square it up a little bit, take the shift off. Fans want a strikeout. Wow. Manny laid the bat on his shoulder.
He statute him with 2 strikes. He says, well, I know he's going to get that split finger, and sure enough, he guesses right. He says, the heck with it, I'm not even going to swing. Same pitch he swung at earlier, though. You see where it dropped off the table.
I don't see many hitters do that with 2 strikes.
No, you sure don't.
3-ball, 2-strike count, 2 down. Tanaka's delivery to him, and he'll pop that one up. First base. Walker with room. He got it, and that counts. You can't catch it in the dugout, but you can catch it outside of it and fall in, even if you fall in just halfway. Good play. Another 1-2-3 inning. Walker at first, up and over. Air dealer at mid-atlantic-comfort.com. Real good ball game underway to open it up here on this chilly evening in New York. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. No score. Yankees have had only 1 hit. This high-flying offense held down by Andrew Cashner, the Orioles starter. Andujar, number 9 hitter, will lead it off. Wade has the only hit, 3rd inning, led it off with a double, got stranded. Andujar will take the pitch. It is in there for a strike. Gardner, and then Judge will be due up. 23-year-old out of San Cristobal in the Dominican, another one of the many players who got signed very young. He's only 23 years old. It's already his 7th year of professional baseball, playing in the minors all of those years up until last season when he got 7 games in with the Yankees, and now here he is.
Yeah, they have so many baseball academies, and they see the young talent
Down to third, it will stay foul.
And a lot of teams just sign the young players and bring them over to the States and try to get them adjusted to playing baseball in the United States. Took a chance here and paid off. Andujar in the big leagues and hoping to make a difference for the New York Yankees this season.
Andujar, great minor league career, 274 hitter. 51 home runs, most he ever had at the minors in a season was 10. Some decent speed, picking up a few stolen bases every year. 1-2 delivery on the way to him, and that'll be outside. Cisco able to make the block on it. Nobody on here anyway. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
Cashner's really snapping off that breaking ball. Hasn't thrown a lot for strikes, but just to keep the hitters off balance and kind of thinking about it. I mean, it's got some tight spin tonight.
2-2. Miguel Andujar, defense straight up on him. And just missed. So the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Showalter hoping his ball club can get out of the 5-game losing streak to open up here in this Yankee series. 3-2 delivery on the way, and he comes right back and gets him. Tag put on. 5 strikeouts.
Well, Cashner has not shied away from throwing all his pitches at any time. And here another 3-2 count. He flips in a little slider, 87 miles an hour. Keeps the hitters guessing. Take a look here, getting on the side of the baseball, keeps it on the plate, and Andujar just swinging over the top of it, a little out in front. He's thrown change-ups on a 3-2 count, mixed in a curveball, 3-2 count. So, his ability to mix up his pitches and just keep hitters guessing, I think, is a reason why Cashner's pitching so deep into this ball game.
So here's the leadoff batter, Gardner. Beckham will move into third base. Gardner has been called out and gone down swinging. A couple of strikeouts. 2 of the 5 picked up by Cashner so far in the ball game. The longest tenured Yankee in that leadoff spot. Couple of hits and 8 at bats. Lifetime off the Oriole right-hander. 0-1 delivery to Gardner. That's in there for a strike as well.
Yeah,
I see Gardner freeze very much, but his 3 at bats, he hasn't moved much.
Cashner has locked him up. There have been a couple borderline pitches, but he's moving them in and out. He's mixing up his pitches. Yeah, Gardner's just frozen right there.
2 good strikes well in the strike zone. Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way. I'm not going to be there, of course. It'll be taken up, and the count goes to 1-2. As the game of baseball would have it, after all we talked about at the beginning of this broadcast, how these clubs went at one another offensively last year. First time they meet this year. Here we are in the 6th, no score. That'll be popped up outside of third. Beckham will come over, but they are not going to have a chance to put that one away. And maybe this will be a season where the pitchers have something to say about what goes on in these games, because they certainly didn't get a lot of it done last year on either side.
No, a lot of runs, a lot of home runs, and hopefully the weather stays about 45 all season long.
Yeah.
I think we might
Ball
see
doesn't
more
travel,
of these low
everybody's
scoring.
cold. It hurts the swing. That'll have an impact on it. 1 ball, 2 strike count to Gardner. And he'll put that one in the air to right field. Santander again, the ball not traveling. Santander started back. That came off the end of the bat a little bit, and the swing kind of disguised how hard the ball wasn't hit.
Yeah, thanks for a tough read out there, deep right field. Nice pitch, fastball down and in, and looked like Gardner just kind of dropped the head on it. Might be going to that short porch, but Santander had a little misread right there, and nice adjustment. The big man with some closing speed to pull down the second out.
2 away, nobody on here in the 6th. Judge coming up. 2 fly balls to right field for Aaron Judge, who, despite being a right-handed batter, uses that power rally in right center here at Yankee Stadium, where balls, at least in the summer, will travel a long way.
Yeah, will they? And a lot of good hitters really target right center to keep that front shoulder in there as long as possible. And even the big man hit 52 home runs last year. At the end of the year, he was getting a little pull happy, and that kind of, you start pulling off balls, it opens up that whole outer third. Pitchers can expose hitters. That's what he went through last year. So hitters that target right center tend to stay more consistent throughout the year.
Good pitch. Cashner again keeping it down. A called strike, and it'll go to 1-1. Last year, 11 home runs against the Orioles. .426 batting average. Picked up 24 walks against those pitching last year. Cashner will miss a little bit lower on that one, and the count goes to 2-1.
Yeah, Judge, I mean, we talk about the home runs, and of course he does strike out. Boy, he had over 200 strikeouts, but he had 127 walks last season. So we saw a ton of pitches.
That one to right field on his way back. That's the power alley, and goodbye home run. Aaron Judge, the long ball for the first run of the game.
Judge picking up the second home run, and you know it's staying with your game plan. He already popped out to right field, deep right field a couple times in this ball game, but when you talk about a hitter staying with the plan, targeting right field, getting the pitch, he finally gets one. Third at bat, and it pays off. Solo shot, 105 miles an hour off the bat, and Yanks on the board.
So there is the second of the year for Judge. That's where this power-laden team can get you. He's got 4 RBIs on the year, and it comes to 2 down here in the 6th inning. The 4th home run surrendered this season by Cashner. So with 2 away, Giancarlo Stanton, and that one gets bounced out in front of home plate. Stanton is grounded out twice to the shortstop. So Aaron Judge now up to 12 long balls lifetime against the Orioles, and Michael Givens is up in the pen. Pitch will ride up and in. Did that hit the bat or just off the glove? Ball bounded away. Called it. It's a 1-ball 2-strike count. Did tip the bat. I don't know. I didn't think it did, but 1-2. 1-2, 2 down. Cashner's delivery to him, and he keeps it down and away, and that one did hit the bat, and it is ticked off and went off Cisco.
Good pitch, another good pitch from Cashner. Sharp breaking ball, good depth. Stanton fouling it off, and then Cisco taking the brunt of this one. Kicks up in the not good spot.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I'll use that all year.
Night.
1-2 pitch on the way, and he chops down on that one. Scope is in the shift. He'll make the play over, and that will retire him. But the home run by Judge puts the Yankees up 1-0. A Ram do-ups. Scope, Jones, and Davis. 2013 was an exhibition game. 25,000 watched the Dodgers play their first game at Ebbets Field in Brooklyn. They won it 3-2, and the man who would become one of the most renowned managers of all time, Casey Stengel, had the first home run at Ebbets Field, and it was inside the park. In 2013, Chris Davis joined an elite group, fourth player, Major League history, to homer in his first 4 games of the year. He joined Willie Mays, Mark McGwire, and Nelson Cruz, and he did it with a grand slam home run and 5 RBIs in the Orioles home opener in 2013. Cashler's done.
Boy, what a game. What a game he had. My goodness. I think he got up over 100 pitches, but pretty dominant performance there if he is indeed done.
Boy, 1 run on 2 hits and trail 1-0. If in fact he's coming out of there, it looked like he was. We'll find out when we go back to the next half inning. Judge the home run, giving the Yankees the lead. Tanaka's gone the distance. We're in the 7th. Pitch will be taken down low. Jonathan Scope has struck out and popped out. Tanaka, pretty efficient. One reason, he hasn't walked anybody.
Yeah.
He has struck out 7. That's where a lot of the pitches have come from. Been a previously splintered bat by the looks of it. And Ron Koppel, the home plate umpire, picking up some of the debris. Scope, Jones, and Davis do up for the Orioles. Top half of the 7th inning. 1-1 delivery on the way. Heater up high, 92. Well, the Orioles need to get it going. They've left only 2 on base. They had 1 thrown out at the plate first inning. Trey Mancini's trying to score in the Jones double. Chopper, foul. And since that time, Tanaka's been in control, as the Orioles have had only 1 hit since then. That was the 3rd inning on a single, again by Mancini. That's the only base runner since the 1st.
Yeah, well, Mancini got him away from the fastball after a couple base hits, and now it's all been seems like just split finger after split finger. I mean, he'll occasionally flip that fastball in there, but it's basically sliders and splitties, and he's making really no mistakes, keeping everything down around the knees, and everything ended up finishing down around the dirt.
10 in a row have been retired by Tanaka. That ball's going to be fouled off. They really set up outside on Jonathan Scope. Sanchez was almost in the other batter's box when he set up for that pitch.
Yeah, trying to bring the fastball back. Set up on that outside corner. You don't want to make mistakes on the plate with Jonathan. Work back over that outer third.
2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way. Got that one in, fouled off out in front. Andujar, just in case, makes the play. Count will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right back at you tomorrow. Game 2 of 4. 6:30 goes extra. 7 o'clock on the air. Masson, Kevin Goswin, and the left-hander C.C. Sabathia scheduled to make the start for the Yankees. 2-2 delivery on the way. Fouled it back. Yankees coming off a 2-game sweep over Tampa Bay. Severino gave him an outstanding start yesterday. 7 1/3, 2 runs, 5 hits. Aaron Boone saying before the game today, I'm very happy with my bullpen situation because of the long start. I've got everybody available that I need to use coming into this series. 2-2 delivery in the air. Center field not deep, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. So the Orioles, Jonathan Scope leads it off with a single there in the 7th inning, breaking that 10 in a row retired.
Beautiful AB there by Jonathan.
We'll see what the Orioles can do with this. Built for baseball, presented by T-Mobile, the best network for streaming baseball, because your stadium should be where you make it. I believe the first streaming of a Major League Baseball game nationally was yesterday.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Next year, maybe that'll be our this date in baseball.
Add another. A techie date. All right, let's see how the Orioles play this. Andujar is in and over near the bag at third. Adam Jones, runner at first. Adam chops it foul. Adams picked up a double, and he is struck out. Orioles down a run. They've actually out-hit the Yankees 4-2 in the ball game where there haven't been many hits. See if they can do something with this leadoff base hit.
Well, it was a nice AB by Jonathan Scope. A steady diet of split fingers there at the end, and he just battled through that at bat, reaching out, putting it in play, finding some outfield grass, and now it's up to Adam Jones to basically do the same. He just got started off with a split finger, so Tanaka's not going to give in at all. He's going to continue flipping up the off-speed pitches, mixing it up. You just got to go to work battling.
In the air, left field. That ball's tagged way back and up and goodbye, home run. Adam Jones delivers the long ball to left center field. Jonathan Scope will come in ahead of him, and the Orioles go on top 2-1. For Adam Jones, that is home run number 24 against the Yankees. 10 of those coming in this ballpark.
Boy, Adam Jones fouling a split finger off his foot, and then Tanaka is kind of doing the crisscross. Split finger working down and in, and then trying to get the slider to work away. And Adam Jones has that extendo reach and finds somehow a way to get the barrel on that one. Now take a look right here. A little slider working away, stays up enough for Adam to get the good part of the bat on it and extends through it. What a swing by Adam Jones. The balance perfect.
Second home run off Tanaka this season, and for Adam Jones, he has had some shots. His third home run, RBIs 6 and 7, as he is the leader on the Orioles in both of those categories, homers and runs batted in.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Well, Adam had a great spring, and I mean, just as far as his setup goes, his approach at the plate, he had solid balance, kept his legs underneath him. Very rarely did he get out there reaching at bad pitches. And you know, I mean, opening day obviously had the big home run, but he kind of went through a couple games of some struggles, maybe trying a little bit too much, but made some adjustments, got a little bit wider in the last few games. He's hitting it.
That one goes into the shift. Davis retired. Again, another ball that had to be cut off because it wasn't hit that hard. And that'll be the first out here in the 7th inning. The Birds are going to host the Indians on Friday, April 20 through Monday, April 23rd. On Sunday, the 22nd, celebrate Earth Day at Oriole Park. Teams take the field in special Earth Day jerseys and caps. First 20,000 fans 15 and over receive an Earth Day tote bag presented by MLB Network. Tickets at Orioles.com. So Chad Green will get up to the bullpen to warm up for the Yankees as the Orioles take the lead on the Adam Jones home run here in the 7th inning. 2-1. Tanaka's delivery is going to be in there for a strike. Now bear in mind, and appropriately so, Cashner's the beneficiary of that from the pitching side of the Orioles.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a chance to be a winner at the moment in light of that home run. Tim Beckham has struck out twice, both called third strikes after he'd worked the count deep. Weak swing and a ball tailing away. And the count goes to 0-2 on Beckham with one down, nobody on. Orioles sending a hush through a partially filled Yankee Stadium after that Adam Jones long ball. Really jumped on him. Tanaka's delivery fouled off at the plate. Adam now has 2 home runs lifetime against Tanaka. And Adam Jones with a double and a homer tonight is now 9 for 24 against Tanaka with 2 home runs.
There you go. Adam's not intimidated at all.
Been here, done that, and want to do it again.
Right.
0-2 is the count. Tanaka throwing his 90th pitch, and he will miss up high with it.
Yeah, think about back in the first inning, it was Adam that hit that double that would play at the plate with Mancini. So he could have potentially had the 3 RBI in this ball game.
Outfield deep, straight away on the Oriole third baseman. Beckham with a 1-2 strike, and outside again. He has been patient at the plate in all 3 of his at bats. He's forced Tanaka to throw a lot of pitches. It's just that in the end, Tanaka's found a strike on a 3-2.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, okay, you get the 3-2, you work, you foul off some tough pitches, and then it's just a guessing game. What are you going to get? and he flips everything in there. And you just have to hope that something's in the zone on the plate.
2-2 delivery here, and he will foul that one off and keep his at bat alive.
That's the pitch that makes him the money. I mean, everything is right. His split finger, he starts it on the plate and just lets it move, lets that natural action. At times it'll move down and into the right-handed hitters, but the reason it's so effective because it looks like a fastball that starts off, you know, on all over the white of the plate and just gets incredible drop action.
So the 2-2 will come again to Beckham. Tanaka's delivery right where they weren't. He gets the base hit to right field. He's laid the bat on it, not over swinging, and the Orioles get their third hit of the inning and another base runner with one down.
Hey, like that sound approach there by Beckham.
And they will drive Tanaka out of the ball game. That is going to be it for the Yankee starter, as they'll have to go to the bullpen, and Green will come on to do the pitching. The Orioles on the home run picked up by Adam Jones have taken the lead 2-1.
So Tanaka lasting 6 1/3, scattering the 6 hits, a 2-run shot there gives him the 2 earned runs, but pretty efficient ball game for Tanaka, and now he's going to give way to the bullpen. The Jiffy Lube pitching change, and with this pitching change, Jiffy Lube stores now do brake services. Stop in and let Jiffy Lube perform a free brake inspection today. Well, the Yankees go to the bullpen. They pull out Chad Green. A couple games here in the early going of the 2018 season. Nothing on the board. Green, a monster for the Yankees last year. Over 100 punch outs coming out of the bullpen. Got a big arm, and he's got to find a way to get a couple outs. Get the Yankees offense back up there.
So Chad Green on the mound, strikeout pitcher. Colby Rasmus at the plate, runner on at first base and one down. Rasmus has struck out, grounded out, and will take the slider inside for a ball. Chad Green, great year last year with that 5-0, 1.83 ERA, 40 games, 1 start. Out of the bullpen, he had 13 plus strikeouts per 9 innings. That one's going to be a base hit into right field, making the turn with Judge coming up with it. Beckham's going to go to third, throw all the way through, off the money, and the Orioles get it going here in the 7th inning. Runners at first and third, and still only one down. Rasmus on.
A nice piece of hitting by Rasmus. 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and look at how short he stays. Right to the baseball, but Beckham, nice base running. Didn't look like he had enough in him to make that turn and head to third base, but finds the next gear. And the Orioles putting on some pressure right now. First and third situation, couple runs cross already this inning.
Oh, by far the best offensive inning that either team has had in this ball game, and Cashner couldn't be happier about it. Runners off first and third, one away. Pitch will be taken up high. Santander, the start in right field, 0 for 2. He has flied out and grounded out. Santander will get a look at green for the first time in his career. The infield will set up for the ground ball double play with one down. And the pitch will be taken at the knees for a strike. The Orioles coming around after the Yankees got the run by Judge in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Scope the single, Jones the homer, and then with one away, Beckham a base hit, followed by the Rasmus single, getting Tanaka out of there, and already a hit off Green. We'll throw over to keep Rasmus close.
Scope's AB was really, I think, the game changer. See Michael Givens out in the O's bullpen. I mean, really working the count, some tough pitches in there, and then just found a way with the 2 strikes to reach out on the split finger and come up with some grass for the knock.
And a big swing. Pitch too far away to do anything with, and Santander with a 1-ball 2-strike count. For Green against the Orioles, he has a 1-1 record. It's the 7th appearance he has made against the Orioles. Touched him up pretty good. They have hit him for batting average of .298. And that pitch is on the outside corner. 95? No, 2-2. Orioles need to generate something here with only one away. First and third. At least get Beckham in from third base. Delivery by Chad Green will be down low. Sanchez makes the stop on it. Was in the dirt. And a full count 3-2. Bobby Dickerson with the signs from third over to first. Whether or not they want Rasmus to be running here in a full count with one away.
Yeah, all kinds of good stuff potentially happening with the 3-2 count. First and third situation. Get the Yankees on the ropes a little bit. I mean, great opportunity to really bust this one wide open.
3-2, runner not going. Santander fights it off and will hold it at the 3-2 count.
Tough pitch, little 3-2 slider down there. Not expecting that. The big arm from Green. No such thing as a fastball count, though.
Yeah. See whether or not Rasmus goes on this one. He does not. That ball's going to be a base hit into right center field. Tim Beckham will score. Santander's going to third. Got to play at second base. Throws off the mark. Good heads up base running runner will stay at third. Santander gets the double and an RBI, and the Orioles have a 3-1 lead. He stretched that one out.
Yeah, nice piece of hit there by Santander. We saw it done against the Orioles when Wade took second base. Well, how about Santander getting on top of the fastball, shooting it out into the gap, and knowing the situation here, and knowing that the outfielders had to take a little bit deeper angle to get to that baseball, he hustles on into second base. Gregorius trying to make that nice tag, but the ball doesn't stay in the glove.
So Santander gets his first RBI of the year, picking up his second double. Now the infield's got to be drawn in, and a swing and a miss by Chance Sisco. Runners at second and third, still only one away. The Orioles take a 3-1 lead, now out hitting the Yankees 8-2 in the ball game. And 5 of those 8 hits have come here in the 7th inning. All 3 runs charged to Tanaka. 0-1 delivery on the way, swings through. So Tanaka's final line: 3 runs, 6 hits, over 6 in the third. Didn't walk anybody and struck out 7 on the losing side of it right now. Ground ball out and a strikeout for the Oriole catcher tonight, and add another K, tag put on.
And 3 breaking balls in a row there to Chance Sisco, and Sisco seems like he's been locked in from the get-go in spring training. And here just kind of flailing away at some sliders. Didn't see it very well. Unfortunately, because a big-time opportunity there with a couple runners out there in scoring position.
So that'll bring up Trey Mancini. There are 2 down now with 2 on. Delivery. Taken down low for a ball. We mentioned the other night, last season, Trey Mancini had the best average on the Orioles with runners in scoring position and 2 down. He hit .373 in these situations last year. That is a big number. Pitch is a strike on the inside corner. The major league average last year with 2 down and runners in scoring position was 236. 236.
Right man, right spot.
Yeah.
Adam Warren out in the Yankee bullpen.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Mancini does it again. A base hit into right field. 1 will score. Going to try for 2. Judges throw way off the mark. Down to second base with 2 RBIs and a 3-hit ball game. Trey Mancini, and the Orioles have a 5-1 lead.
Man, what an impressive night for Mancini. I don't know if it's the leadoff spot or what, but controlled ABs, driving the ball the other way, driving in runners. They're a beautiful piece, staying on the slider. Couple runs crossing for the Orioles. That big hole on the right side. Mancini uses the whole field. It just kind of boggles my mind that they don't play him straight up, but he takes advantage of it there, and the Orioles now starting to pull away here in the 7th.
Big night for Trey Mancini. He has had a 3-hit night with a couple of RBIs. Mancini now with 4 RBIs on the season, and the Orioles take a 5-1 lead, and the breaking ball will be taken down low. Manny Machado. The Orioles have batted around. It all started with a Jonathan Scope double in the inning to get it going. And now the Orioles send their 9th batter to the plate as they have picked up 5 runs here in the 7th. Chad Green's delivery on the way, and Manny will get a big rip and foul it back. Even up the count at a ball and a strike. Well, the Orioles have a big inning here in the 7th. This is the one they have been looking for through their first 7 games, to have these kind of key hits, which they were not finding in the previous ball games. Pitch is taking a strike at the knees. 1-2.
Yeah, some great at bats throughout this inning here, and boy, it really started with Jonathan Scope, and then of course Adam Jones, that big home run, really to get the ball rolling. And it's nice to see this team. That's what they have the ability to do, and seen it in the past about passing the baton. And everybody's just kind of taking what's given, not trying to do too much. Mancini with a great example there. 2 runners on and just shooting the ball the other way. I would love to see it.
Manny's got a 1 for 5 against Chad Green. Big lead at second base. Yankees not holding Mancini tight. And a swing and a miss. So Green will get the strikeout, but they bat around, and the Orioles come away with a 5-run 7th, highlighted by this long ball. 2 RBIs, Adam Jones. Stretch time, Orioles up.
Whistles one down the third base line. There's a play at the plate. Aggressive send by Bobby Dickerson, but Mancini ruled out. How about the throw by Chance Cisco? 2.05 second pop time. He guns Gregorius down. Adam Jones is heating up. Yeah, 2-run shot here, and it propels the Oriole offense to take the lead. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save. Well, Cashner, boy, what a nice game he had, holding down this Yankee offense who come in hot. Only 2 hits on the board. The 1 run, a solo shot by Judge. 100 pitches, and he's out of the ball game. But boy, it looks like he's in line for a win as the Oriole offense really exploded for the 5 runs. Michael Givens now into the ball game. 3 games already this season. 5.40 earned run average. The 3 innings of work. Only sitting at 231 off Givens, but this guy is a monster. Of course, turning his back to the hitters, and he unleashes a powerful fastball, mid-90s with the fastball, good sweeping slider, and the changeup. Givens here to try to slam the door on the Yankees.
Michael Givens' lifetime against the Yankees has a 2-0 record. In save opportunities, he's 0 for 1. 17th game, he's pitched an inning in each of the previous 16 appearances, an inning each. 2 runs, 9 hits, 16 hits. 2 runs, 9 runs, 16 hits against Givens in those appearances. So the Orioles, the big inning, 5 runs, 6 hits. Now we'll try and hang on to it. Yankees offense being held down, except for the home run by Judge. Didi Gregorius leading it off. Gregorius, Sanchez, Walker. Gregorius has picked up a couple of free passes in the game. Givens' delivery is going to be in there for a strike. Gregorius with a 1 for 4 off Givens. One delivery on the way down to first and foul. Key here in the 7th and 8th will be to try and keep the Yankees down to, obviously you want a 1-2-3 inning, but try and keep going through that top of the order only one more time.
Yeah, you got that right.
And not let the Yankees have those big bats.
Yeah, limit the ABs the big boys get at the top.
Yeah. 1-2 delivery. Reaches and fouls that one back up over the screen.
Givens a couple nice changeups right there. Really been working hard on that pitch. The weapon he's been using against the lefties. Great location. Back-to-back changeups on Gregorius. You see the 3rd and 4th pitches down in the zone, outside corner. I hope that fastball play up.
And the delivery will be up high. Orioles trying to put a loss in the column for not only the Yankees, but Masahiro Tanaka, the starter, who came in having won the last 6 games he's pitched in this ballpark. And Adam Jones, with that home run, big number off him. That one down the line towards the corner, going to hit off the wall and get away from Santander. At least 2, and that's where he'll stop with the Yankees down. So Gregorius starts the 7th inning out with a double.
Well, fortunately stays in the park. It's high off that right field wall. Short porch down there, only 314 on the right field line. Built for Gregorius. And take a look at his swing. Santander giving chase here, and a little over boogie. Gets caught up in the corner, but Gregorius holds his ground at second base for his 5th double of the season.
He is hot at the plate. He's been on all 3 times now, 2 walks and a double. Here is Sanchez. He has flied out twice. Yankees 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position tonight. Pitch on the way is there for a strike. Orioles were making an infield shift while the pitch was coming. Scope still trying to figure out where he's supposed to be. Jonathan Scope moving around. He moved over to the shortstop side of the bag while Givens was delivering the pitch to the plate. You don't want that.
No, you don't want to be moving. You want to be able to get your position, hold your ground, maximize your range there. And Jonathan Scope still moving out there. Now he moves back over to the shortstop side.
0-1 count. Sanchez 1 for 3 off Givens. He'll take the pitch up high for a ball. Walker be waiting on deck. There are the numbers as these 2 teams go back and forth with outs prior to that 7th inning surge by the Orioles batting around. That'll be hit down the line. That is a bloop heading foul, and a nice play by Davis. Runner will stay at second. Chris gets it in a hurry, and Sanchez is retired. One away. MLB At Bat is your #1 Orioles app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Orioles home screen icon, plus features such as the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcast stats, news, and more. Download it. MLB At Bat today. One down here in the 7th inning. Walker a walk, and his last time up, flied out to center field. Neil Walker, another lefty up against Givens, and the pitch will miss outside. Orioles looking to put away game 1 of this 4-game series in New York.
That'll be a nice confidence booster for the team. It's a rough stretch here to start the season, and this team really isn't used to that. They typically start off pretty well.
Yep. Givens will miss down low with it and will fall behind in the count 2-0. Michael Givens last year, left-handers 184, right-handers 209. Warren's still up in the bullpen, so neither hit very well against Michael, who had an outstanding year coming out of the pen for the Orioles. Runner off second, 2-0 delivery on the way, back into the screen. Walker trying to drive one on a big cut, and a 2-ball 1-strike count.
Yeah, tough to really time up Givens. It's the fact that he kind of turns his back, so you pick up the ball a little bit later. And that fastball, even though it looked like a pretty good hitting pitch up in the zone, I think Walker may be a little tardy on that, just because he's picking up the ball a little too late.
2-ball 1-strike count. Asks for the timeout at the plate and gets it. Givens against this Eastern Division, 11-1 with a 2.94 ERA lifetime against the American League East. 11-1 and a 2.94. That's pretty darn good. Yeah. Pitch is up and away.
Yeah, that'll keep you in the East.
Yeah. 3-ball 1-strike count on him. Buck relying on the bullpen now. Try and get this done. He's got the guys he wants to call on available. Givens, O'Day, Brad Brock. 3-1 pitch on the way. That'll go to right. That's going to be a base hit. Gregorius is going to be waved home. Here's the throw coming. Santander on the money. Slides in. Got the hand in ahead of the tag. So Walker gets an RBI, and it's a 5-2 game.
Walker gets a pitch he can handle up and over the middle of the plate. Just kind of tomahawks one out to right field. The Yankees aren't going to give up, that's for sure. Nice throw by Santander. Gets it on line there, a little one hopper, but Gregorius sliding to that backside of the plate. Take a look there. His hand get in there safely.
2 RBIs for Walker on the year. Yankees now with 4 hits. Austin has struck out, hit into a double play. Tyler Austin will give it the big cut. So 3 Yankees have come up here in the 7th inning. Get down to the number 7 hitter in the lineup. 0-1. Givens' pitch is outside for a ball. Michael Givens got touched up for a long ball against Houston. Josh Reddick got it inside. Yankees need base runners, so try and not help Givens out here.
Yeah, the one thing the Yankees do well is, work pitchers. They'll take pitches. They're not in any rush. They're typically have a pretty good game plan. And they're just kind of waiting out Givens right now, waiting for a good pitch.
2-1 delivery is there. It was a real good pitch.
A good pitcher's pitch. That's the cheese at the knees, 95. Cutting right across the kneecaps.
2-1, 2-2 rather. And on at first base, Walker held by Chris Davis. Delivery to Austin. He'll foul that one back on the big uppercut. So neither team doing much through the first 6 innings of the ball game. Judge got that home run in the 6th. First run of the game. The Orioles right back up in the next half inning. 5 runs, 6 hits. Grab the lead. That'll be outside. So Walker able to push the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Showalter gets on the phone to the bullpen. Nobody had been warming up. He wanted Givens to get through this inning. May have to start warm-up action a little sooner than they wanted. 3-2-1 down. Timeout at the plate. Tyler Austin. Runner not going. Popped him up. First base. Sky shot here. Davis drifts back and puts it away. Big out.
Boy, that had some hang time. Yeah, Michael Givens, nice job working back there. I think it's a big pitches with his fastball to get the second out.
O'Day in the bullpen getting up, just starting to throw for the Orioles. So Givens now with 2 down and the runner on at first. Chance to get out of this. Tyler Wade. A double, and he is struck out. Beckham in at third to take the bunt away. Pitch outside. Warren has been throwing for a while. Robertson up in the bullpen to join him. There's your base runner, Walker. 1-0 the other way, foul.
Good velocity there from Michael Givens, but I don't know if he's too happy with his command right now. He's missing his spots a little bit. He's definitely much better. He does not want to leave his fastball in the heart of the plate, that's for sure.
1-1 delivery on the way. He went right through the kitchen to the pantry on that one and somehow missed him as he backs off.
Well, it's about making adjustments, and I think Michael said, well, I got to get this ball in there, and I'm going to force it in there. So just an over adjustment, and why not? Hey, it gets into the hitter's head. It gets into everybody in the bench. Michael Givens can brush a guy back if he wants to. So I don't have any problem with that pitch.
And a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Not wanting to help the Yankees here with a free pass. So Wade's got to look for one to hit. 3-1, and he didn't get it. So Givens surrenders the walk. And the Yankees keep it going with 2 down with runners on at first and second base with Andujar coming up. Yankees have had a double single walk in the inning. They pushed a run across. But now the potential tying run is at the plate in Andujar, and that will be it for Givens. So as Mike said, Michael Givens not the Michael Givens we have seen in the past here, either in this outing or in the last one in Houston. Not quite as effective early on in the year. Darren O'Day out in the bullpen is ready to go. He will come on to face Andujar. 2 down, 2 on. Orioles up 5-2.
up a couple hits and a run in that inning, and O'Day looking for the third out here. A couple games this season, nothing on the board right now, but 3 strikeouts in his 2 innings of work. And he's looking for that final out here in the 7th inning. The Oriole offense can get back up there. They're feeling good right now after just putting up a 5 spot. They want to get back to the bat rack and get some swinging in.
Santana going back to right field. The outfielders went out by the bullpen. I think there may be a heater out there.
I think so.
And they went out, all ran out to the bullpen area while O'Day was warming up to warm their hands up. So this one far from over. Orioles have a 5-2 lead. Just need one more out to end this Yankee rally here in the 7th. They scored a run. Darren O'Day will face Miguel Andujar. Strikeout, ground out. Runners on at first and second base. O'Day's delivery to him, swing and a miss. O'Day with a big advantage here in that Andujar has not hit against him.
Right. And O'Day sensing that first pitch slider, knowing that the young hitter's probably going to try to ambush him with the fastball. I mean, most relievers come in and want to get ahead, but O'Day, the wise veteran, starts him off with that slider, and he gets that first strike.
Walker off second, Wade off first. O'Day's delivery, and Andujar right off the end of the bat. Little cue shot over by the on deck circle of the Yankees. It's 0-2.
Yeah, another good slider from O'Day. His slider now from the side kind of puts the brakes on out in front of home, right in front of the plate, and that's when it makes its turn away from the right-handed hitter. There's a little hesitation out there, and so many right-handers get out in front. O'Day uses that slider much like a changeup, keep hitters off balance.
Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way, and Andujar will take it away. Tantalizing pitch. Boy, Darren's had a lot of work against the Yankees in his great career. 52nd game. He is 5-1, a record 2-2 in saves, and a 2.74 ERA against New York. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Andujar. Runners off first and second. Andujar will back to 2-2.
A nice little group of sliders on that outside corner, working just off the plate. A little brush back fastball to keep him honest. Now, got a couple weapons he can go to. He can go to that same group of sliders he's thrown on the outside corner. You see there on the pitch cast. He can ride that fastball at the top of the zone because Andujar is looking for a heater on the plate. He feels pretty good about himself after taking that last slider out there for a ball. Now he gets brushed off, so in his mind he's thinking, okay, he's going back to the outside corner, and this is where O'Day can go to work in the top of the zone or push the slider away a little bit more.
2-2 delivery on the way to him. Andujar off the end of the bat. Jonathan Scope. Scope will put it away, and O'Day comes on and gets it done. 1 run, couple of hits, 2 are left on base. The Orioles on top by 3. lesson is brought to you by PNC. Make today the day. And by Johns Hopkins Orthopedics. When you have a setback, we set you up for a comeback. Here at Yankee Stadium, Gary Thorne and Mike Bordick, and the Orioles have a 5-2 lead to open up this 4-game series. We're going to the top of the 8th.
And the Yankees going back to the bullpen. A mainstay out there in the Yankee pen. Adam Warren's had some good years with the Yanks. A couple of games this season. Run average elevated. And certainly that will come down. He's got all 4 pitches though. Fastball not overpowering. Low 90s with the heater. But mix in the slider, curveball, and change pretty consistently. So he's got the full arsenal of pitches, and he uses them all against both lefties and righties.
Chad Green leaves 2/3 of an inning, charged with a couple of runs on 3 hits in 2/3 of an inning. He didn't walk anybody, and he struck out 2. Orioles batted around in the 7th inning, so Jonathan Scope gets to start it all over again. He led it off in the 7th inning with a double. Shreve up in the bullpen for the Yankees. Scope 1 for 3 in the ball game, has hit successfully in the last 4. He will chase the pitch outside from Adam Warren. Shift put on in the infield against him. Jonathan an 0 for 5 lifetime against Warren. Warren last year 3-2, 1 save, 46 relief appearances for the Yankees. Again, right into that shift, backhanded by Wade, and Jonathan Scope's retired.
Nice play there by Wade. Kick up on the last hop there on the backhand side. He's able to corral it and come down with that first out.
Adam Jones coming up. Gets a few boos, which means you've had a really good night here in New York. He's had a double, almost picked up an RBI in the first when Mancini got thrown out at the plate trying to score, and then did pick up 2 RBIs. 7th inning with the big home run, his 3rd of the year. Trey Mancini also with a couple of RBIs in that 7th inning that came on a single. As the Orioles 5 runs, 6 hits in the inning. 1-0 count. Pitch on the way, foul tipped, and a pitch going away. Warren was originally selected by the Yankees in 2009. He was selected in the 4th round. Then he was moved away, traded away, and then traded back to the Yankees. 1 ball, 1 strike. Don't burn your bridges. You may want another check from that organization later on. Pitch away, 2-1.
Yeah, Yankees remember how good the slider was. I mean, best secondary pitch. Throws it pretty hard. It's got some hard, sharp tilt to it.
Jones is 5 for 16 against him. Take the pitch outside. So a 3 ball, 1 strike count on Adam. Davis waiting on deck. The Orioles looking to win their 5-game losing streak and win their first game against the American League East. A lot of the American League East teams opened up against one another over the first couple of weeks. The Orioles were out of the division for a couple of series. Count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Orioles have left only 3 on base, 1 in scoring position. The Yankees 4, and 3 of those in scoring position. Adam Warren with a 3-2, and Jones to the hole. Big hop. Andujar backed up and got it and gets the out. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Infield moving around the shift. Andujar will move over. The 3rd baseman goes to the 2nd base side of the bag, leaving Didi Gregorius on the left side of the infield. Chris Davis 0 for 3, 3 ground ball outs. Chris is 3 for 9 off the Yankee right-hander. Tanaka, the starter, 3 runs, 6 hits, 6 in the third. Pitcher of record for the Yankees on the losing side right now. Cashner for the Orioles, their starter, a run on 2 hits over 6 innings. Got a chance to pick up his first win as an Oriole.
Yeah, that's a nice one. That'll help everybody in the rotation hopefully settle in after that start by Cashner.
2-0 delivery on the way. Davis 2-1. These big bats of the Yankees will get a chance. 8th inning, they will be the top of the order. Gardner leading it off. 2 ball, 1 strike count, 2 down. Givens charged with a run on 2 hits in 2/3 of an inning. 1 walk. Davis going to get a base hit on that one. Despite the shift, Judge will have to go back to the wall to play it. He's going to try for 2. No. Judge's arm puts him right back to first base. And a good throw in by Judge. So Chris gets the base hit.
Where you beat the shift right here. Yes, get it over the second baseman's head, who's playing about 250 feet away from home plate. But Chris Davis smoked that one. It got to right field in a hurry. 107 miles an hour off the bat, and that's why he had to hold his ground at first base.
So Davis on for Tim Beckham. Beckham has had a hit, single, run scored. He has struck out twice. He's never had a hit off Warren. 0 for 6. 2 down. Upper part of the strike zone in there for a strike. 33,653 the attendance. 33653. There aren't that many here. Too cold. The tickets sold.
Too cold.
Are still money in the bank.
I think everybody packed their long johns away.
Filed off.
It is spring, right?
It is.
Of course, it snowed last week up here, and then it's going to snow again this weekend.
Keeps changing. That weather forecast for Saturday was snow all week, and then today it changed to rain, and then snow, and then rain. It's right on the border. We're down to 39 degrees here at Yankee Stadium right now. With a wind chill, it was 35 when we started. 0-2 count. Adam Warren with a runner on at first. And a fastball, 92 miles an hour up high. That's a new look. That hat not nearly as nice as what Mike showed us in the open.
See how they dress Jets fans up? See how they dress those Jets fans up?
One way to sleep out there, cozy. 1-2 delivery on the way and taken for a strike. So Warren able to get the strikeout. Orioles will leave a base runner on. We go to the bottom half of the 8th. O's up 5-2. Week, you got to smile on these. The crowd at Atlanta booed Bryce Harper, and the organist played the Imperial March, which is the Darth Vader song. He came to the plate on Monday, hit a home run. On Sunday, the fans at Cincinnati had called him overrated. He heard that He hit a home run. And according to StatCast, Edwin Encarnacion, who's not going to be in the Olympics in the 50-yard dash, made it around the bases at 18.86 seconds Monday. Inside the park home run. He ranked 420th in the majors in sprint speed in 2017. When he got back to the dugout, the guys were all there waving towels in his face, providing oxygen and water, hoping he would survive it.
Right? He didn't even have to slide, though, I might say, on that inside the Parker.
A couple of neat little things here in the first week of the 2018 season.
Yeah. You like how one of the great players in the game thrive on, you know, fans getting on them and then them rising to the occasion.
1-0 count to Brett Gardner, leadoff batter. Darren O'Day stays on. He got the final out in the 7th inning. Gardner working against him here. Judge and then Stanton due up. He will take the pitch inside. Count goes to 2-0. He has struck out twice and flied out for Gardner. Obviously, big leadoff of an inning situation when you got the big bats coming up behind him. And the Yankees down by 3. 2-0 delivery on the way. Gardner takes it for a strike at the knees. Gardner turns on home plate umpire Ron Culpa.
Gardner's had a tough day, man, dealing with the strike calls. It seems like every at bat there's a borderline pitch that goes against him, and you know, this is questionable. A sinker that looks like it sinks below the zone, but O'Day using the force. O'Day won Kenobi getting the call.
Gardner is 0 for 15 off O'Day. That's probably another reason he's a little upset. 2-1 delivery on the way to him, and he'll pop that one off the catcher's glove. So O'Day comes right back on him, and a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Last year for Darren, a workhorse, of course, for the Orioles. 64 games, worked 60 innings. I'm saying that because here tonight, Buck Showalter would like him to go an inning and a third.
Yeah. Which
is something Darren doesn't do a lot of. Not that he can't, but usually asked to come in for 1 inning and get 3 outs. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Gardner will foul it off. He's had 3 or 4 foul balls that way. And we'll hold the count at 2-2.
Yeah, and these are the type of situations, and it may be cliche in the game of baseball, but picking your teammates up. You know, I mean, Michael Givens is had a sensational time at the major league level, very successful, but he's off to a slow start right now. Couldn't get out of that inning. Buck wanted him to finish it up, but calls on O'Day, and now Buck's saying, hey, come on, Darren, you got to pick Givens up a little bit and pick your team up. How about an inning and third tonight?
Gardner again fouls it back. Gardner, the Heart and Hustle Award winner, is voted on by the Major League Players Alumni Association for all of baseball last year, and worthy. I mean, he is really he is a heart and hustle guy.
Yeah, absolutely. You bring it to the field every day, and you play to win. You play for your city, your teammates, but you also you're involved in the community. You get that type of award. So
2-2 almost got him on the way by. He wanted to say it tipped me. He does say it tipped me. He's signaling to Aaron Boone, his manager. Aaron's going to hold play up while the video people take a look.
Yeah, he and Ron Culpa
looking.
Right. Take a look. Slider working in there, and tough to tell there.
Yeah, I don't think you can. Don't see how you could overrule the call, which was it didn't hit him. I don't think that touched him. Yeah. Now you hear Culpa hauling Booney. You only got 30 seconds to make a decision whether you want to challenge it or not, and I'm sure in this case Aaron Boone's doing this because Gardner was so insistent. So he's going to support his player and go ahead and challenge.
Yeah, and this might be just a little personal thing against Culpa right now from Gardner, right?
Yeah.
Make him work a little bit harder. And,
now, really, if you have to have clear and concise evidence on the video that the call was wrong,
there's no way.
There's no way.
Turn that one, right?
The ruling was it did not hit him, and unless they got something we don't have. There is no definitive replay that shows it did hit him. Doesn't take very long, and it didn't. He'll stay in the batter's box. Jerry Meals, crew chief, coming on. Though the call that he was not hit by the pitch is sustained, and they've used the challenge. They used one earlier and saved a run first inning. The call at the plate when Mancini was called safe. Review called him out. So 3 balls, 2 strikes on Gardner. They had to wait this out, of course. Gardner will foul yet another one back. Now, keep in mind, no matter what happens here to Gardner, what Gardner's done is make the rest of this inning that much tougher for Darren O'Day.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. And it's keeping Darren's teammates getting a little colder out there in the infield. See Jonathan Scope out there hopping around trying to stay warm. Pitch count 13 pitches here this at bat.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Second time on a full count, and walked him. There is a big walk to start the 8th inning.
Now Gardner worked for it, that's for sure. Kept his composure through that AB. Got a little frustrated. Has had some tough calls on himself tonight. He played umpire, and he worked it there. 14 pitches. Finally draw that walk.
Here is Aaron Judge, who delivered his 2nd home run of the year in the 6th inning. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game. He has faced O'Day only once, 0 for 1. Gardner, the lead at first. Oh, did he tag that? It's a foul ball, but off the bat, that was all about power.
That sure was. Here, going the other way, 3rd time, shooting towards right field, but this one comes off the right angle, the right velocity, 105 miles an hour out to deep right center field. And that foul ball down the left field line came off pretty hot as well.
He stings the baseball. I mean, there's no question about it. He barrels up. See the 18-game hit streak against the Orioles. Jimmy Fox had one of 19, 38-39. Betances up in the bullpen. Gardner off first, 0-1 the count. Bottom of the 8th, Orioles up 5-2. O'Day's delivery to him, took a little off that pitch, gets it in there at 78 miles an hour.
Yeah, and that's the one that uses like a changeup right there. So slow. It's just kind of stopping out in front of home plate. And swing at me, come on, and then it just kind of fades away from the hitters. And Judge didn't even want to waste his time swinging at that one. He was probably going to pull off.
0-2. Straight up defense against him. Judge bloops out. Caught. Throw to first. No double play. Jonathan Scope throwing a big out. A little bloop off the bat to second, and 1 down.
Yeah, good pitch by Darren O'Day. Even though he doesn't have the overpowering fastball that we see in this modern day game, it seems like everybody's throwing 95 and up. O'Day's fastball plays up when he flips in a 75-mile-an-hour slider. Then that fastball up and in to Judge looks like about a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and that's why he was able to jam him right there for the first out.
So here's Giancarlo Stanton with 1 down and 1 on. The National League MVP, 59 homers, 132 RBIs. 1 for 3 off O'Day. Stanton will foul that one back. 0 for 3 tonight, all on ground ball outs. Gardner with a leadoff walk on at first. Yankees have picked up 4 walks in the game, 3 off the starter, Andrew Cashner. The Yankee pitchers haven't walked anybody. O'Day with the 0-1. Check swing back into the screen, ball riding in. And O'Day will take that one to get ahead on the count. 0-2.
Oh yeah, sure will. Now full advantage, an opportunity to expand the zone, work the perimeter of the plate. Darren's really good at that.
Stanton with a closed stance. Front foot closer to the plate. Don't see a lot of that anymore.
No.
Most hitters are pretty much squared up.
Yeah, that's definitely an old school approach right there.
0-2 delivery on the way to him, and a swing and a miss as he came in and got him. O'Day gets the strikeout.
Yeah, the big reason why hitters don't have that closed stance, it tends to lock up the front side on an inside fastball, and O'Day taking advantage of it right there. Can't quite get to it, closed off. It seems like everybody works middle away now. Stanton sets up that way, targeting right center field, but there are holes, and O'Day exposes one there.
So here is Gregorius with a great start, 391, 9 RBIs. He's been on all 3 times, 2 walks and a double. A run scored in this game. Now there are 2 down after the leadoff walk by Gardner. Oriole infielders, hands in pocket, jumping around, trying to stay warm.
Long inning for him out there.
Yep. Darren comes to that high set, the delivery on the way. That'll miss inside. Gregorius has faced him only once. 0 for 1. Sunflower seeds left in his back pocket.
Thought he was going for a hand warmer.
Yeah,
but,
I did too.
No, there's some extra food back there.
That pitch is there. And a 1-ball 1 strike count on Didi Gregorius. Sanchez on deck, but there are 2 away here. O'Day wants standard right here.
Ski masks, hands in the pocket, jumping jacks. Anything you can do out there to stay warm.
1-1 delivery on the way, and that one got him. Not what he wanted to do. So the Yankees, again for the 2nd inning in a row, will bring the potential tying run to the plate.
Now the hard slider, and definitely wants to work it up underneath the arms, get it in there around the belt, but unfortunately just catching a piece of that elbow. Gregorius diving in there. Darren didn't want that at all.
So that will give Sanchez a chance. The Yankee catcher is 1 for 2 off O'Day. 1 home run, 3 RBIs. Has not gotten the bat going yet, but an ever-present danger. He is 0 for 3 in the ballgame. .328 hitter against the Orioles with 6 home runs. 5-2 lead. Sanchez taking time getting in. .02. Ooh, got him. And they're loaded. So he hits a left-hander and a right-hander in back-to-back pitches, and the bases are loaded.
Well, I don't know that I know that Darren didn't want to hit back-to-back hitters, but you understand the fact of trying to get hitters to move their feet, trying to work inside, open up the outside corner. You don't want to make mistakes on the inner third with your fastball. Make sure you move them back. Darren's so good about command of all of his pitches. If that ball just missed him, that would have been part of his game plan to open up that outer third, make that slider a little bit more effective. This one just catching a piece.
Saw Brad Brock warming up. McDowell out to have a word with O'Day, who has thrown 24 pitches. The general rule is on relievers like Darren who work an inning, once you get beyond 20, you get into danger territory.
Yeah, the effect of coming in for Givens now, and you hope for the quick inning. Sometimes it doesn't work out as planned.
Neil Walker has never faced Aaron O'Day. Chapman and Betances in the bullpen. 2 down, sacks full. Ball foul back. Went after the first one he saw, figuring O'Day was going to try and find the strike zone, maybe get a sweet pitch.
Yeah, and he did. He had a good pitch to hit there. Fastball in that inner third.
Gardner at third with a walk. Hit batter Gregorius second. Hit batter Sanchez at first. 0-1 count. Pitch on the way is fouled off, so he goes after the first 2, and O'Day gets ahead of him. 2 strikes.
Now fastball, slider. Of course, Darren's got the changeup in his back pocket. He likes to pull out against lefties at times. It's not really a pitch that he trusts too much, so I wouldn't really see him using that pitch here. Definitely might use the 2-seam fastball just to work away a little bit, open up the inside corner, maybe for the slider on the back foot. Darren O'Day, a lot of opportunities when he gets ahead of hitters.
Runners off every base. The 0-2 and another foul ball. Right back into the screen that time.
High fastball, just not quite high enough. Walker put a pretty good swing on that one.
Left-handers hit only 183 against Darren last year. Right-handers 200. 5 of the 8 home runs he gave up were 2 left-handers. Walker battling with the 0-2. O'Day's delivery to him, ground ball right back to him. He got it. The flip to Davis, and he's out of the inning. No runs on no hits, but 3 are left on base, and the Orioles up 5-2. Brought to you by Southwest. Low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. So Darren O'Day works his through what could have been a dangerous 8th. No runs, no hits, and 3 left on base, and the Orioles maintain a 5-2 lead to the 9th inning, where they'll face Dylan Betances.
Yeah, tough back end of this Yankee bullpen, but Betances off to a slow start. See a couple games with a 9 earned run average, but still the big power arm. He can rush that fastball up to 99, almost 100 miles an hour at times with the power curveball. Plus both fastball and curveball from Betances. But he loves the curveball more than that power hitter. He throws it about 50% of the time.
So Betances is on for Adam Warren, who threw an inning, had a hit and a strikeout. Orioles will try and add to their 3-run lead. They have out-hit the Yankees 10-4 in the ballgame. Here's Colby Rasmus, and a strike in the inside corner. The Oriole DH, a base hit, a run scored in the 7th inning. He has struck out, grounded out. Orioles were down 1-0 after the Judge home run in the 6th inning and came up with a 5-run 7th. Adam Jones with a 2-run homer. Trey Mancini highlighting it with a 2 RBI base hit, and the Orioles got the lead. Another run scored in the 7th for the Yankees on a base hit by Neil Walker. The Orioles up by 3. That ball will get away as it came inside from Betances. Betances and a very select group of strikeout pitchers as relievers. There have only been 5 pitchers with 100 strikeouts in relief 4 straight years. He's one of them. Dick Raditz of Boston, Dwayne Ward, Toronto, Aroldis Chapman with Cincinnati, and Rob Dibble with the Reds. That is in there for his strike.
It's 4 breaking balls in a row. Rasmus, I mean, I know you respect the hitter that can get on a fastball, but man, when you can throw 99 miles an hour, how do you want to cut that loose?
2-2. And that one he will get him at 86 miles an hour.
Of course, when you got a plus breaking ball, cut that one loose, and he does. 5 breaking balls in a row. Rasmus, the last one, probably the nastiest as it finishes down and out of the strike zone.
So 1 away here in the top half of the 9th inning. Yankees will have the bottom third due up in the 9th. Anthony Santander. Santander scored in that 7th inning. He picked up a 2-bagger. 1 for 3. Fly ball, ground ball out. Starting in right field again. 1-0. Betances will miss inside to him, and the count goes to 2-0. Cashner is watching. Orioles starter, 6 solid innings of a run on 2 hits, a chance to be a winner. Even up his record 1-1 on the year and get his first win as an Oriole.
Yeah, a nice start. Kind of stopped the bleeding a little bit. Orioles lost 5 in a row after that nice opening day. Extra inning victory.
2-0 pitch, showed bunt. Wow.
That went
between his legs.
It did.
Santander squared, dropped the bat.
Whoa.
Don't try that at home.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Which way to go? Wow, that's flexibility.
That's pretty good,
right there.
Out of 10, that's about an 8-7, I'd say, as the card goes up with the judges. Betances delivers, and that's way inside and takes a glove off. So Santander will be very happy to get onto first base and get the heck out of the batter's box after that at bat. First batter walked by Yankee pitchers. Hope you'll join us again tomorrow. Game 2 of this 4-game set. Kevin Gausman on the mound against CC Sabathia. Our coverage on Masson begins at 6:30 with O's Extra, presented by Ford, followed by our game at 7. All the access you need right here on Masson. Orioles hoping to go into it with a win.
Yeah, Cashner had a nice bounce back start. And Gausman, of course, looking to do the same.
So a base runner on with 1 down. Cisco will take the pitch inside for a ball. Chance Cisco, the Oriole catcher, 0 for 3 in the ball game, a couple of strikeouts and a ground ball out. Santander held at first by Walker. Dylan Betances, 1-0. It's on the inside corner. Still throwing 83-mile-an-hour pitches. Brad Brock, the Oriole closer, is ready to go. One delivery on the way to him. Orioles have done pretty well against Betances. He is 2-5 against the Orioles, and only 2 out of 5 in saves. Orioles been able to get some runs off him. 9 runs, 21 hits, 35 innings. The 1-2 delivery by Betances. Check swing. Did he go? Yep. Third base umpire makes the call on it, and there are 2 down. That'll bring up Trey Mancini and our Ford drive of the game.
Yeah, how about Trey Mancini, boy? He hit after a couple singles. He shoots this one the other way, but there were 2 runners on. This one pulls the O's away from the Yankees and gives them that 5-run lead.
Hurry to your local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs. Runner off first base. Mancini on a check, one around on that one. 0-1 count with 2 down. 3 singles, 2 RBIs, and a fly ball to right field.
Looks like the Orioles found their leadoff hitter.
Pitch taken up high. Trey takes it, this game, his work ethic so seriously. He spent a lot of time in Houston. Extra batting practice in the cage, just working. He wasn't happy with the swing, what was going on. And really could have had a real good series, but for a couple of defensive plays against him.
Yeah.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Big lead at first here. Foul back. Betances rarely takes much time to look at runners. He strikes out so many people, he just goes after batters.
Yeah. He doesn't even think about the running game.
This will be one of the conferences of the 6 that are allowed. Sanchez, one of those who likes to go to the mound a lot. Yankee catcher. He'll have those opportunities limited this year under the new rules. 1-2 count of Mancini. Runner goes. Here's the throw. Sanchez off the mark. Stolen base. Well, again, not holding him. You almost, I mean, a big jump. That's on the pitcher. You take it.
Yeah. You see Santander off and running. Quick look in there. You know, Sanchez didn't even look like he was ready to throw. Look at him getting down low. There was no anticipation of a stolen base or anything. And Santander beating that one easy.
So the Orioles get a runner in scoring position as a result. That's the first stolen base of his career. And Trey Mancini on that breaking ball down and away is out of there. So Betances ends up striking out the side. The Orioles 3 outs away from ending their 5-game losing streak. Brock to pitch. Trey Mancini coming out of there. The defensive replacement into the bullpen.
Yeah, Brad Brock now in. Of course, the Oriole closer with Zach Britton on the shelf. 3rd game, 6.75 earned run average, which is going to come down quite a bit, you expect. The opponent sitting 273 here in the early going. See the ground ball percentage up there, 67%. That's nice. But Brock You know, he's got 3 swing and miss type pitches with that crossbody delivery, big fastball, got the changeup, and of course the sweeping slider as well. And getting it done here in the Bronx is what it's all about right now. Trying to get the 3 outs and preserve this start by Cashner.
Cashner looking to get his first win as an Oriole. Brock looking for his first save of the year. Orioles do not have a save, as Brock and Givens each 0 for 1 in the save department. Tyler Austin will lead it off. Austin an 0 for 3. Pop out, strikeout, double play, ground ball. Pitch in there for a strike. Brad overall against the Yankees, save wise 1 for 2. Has a 2-1 record. He has given up 11 runs on 18 hits in 20 innings against the Yankees in his career. There's a massive rainmaker right at the plate. Cisco trying to find it. Oh, makes a nice catch. There is nothing easy about that, whether you're at the major leagues or little league. Those balls are tough.
Boy, that is so far up there, and it seemed like there was so much hang time. Looking for the first baseman on that one. But nice play by Cisco, sticking with that one.
So there's one away here in the 9th inning. That'll bring Wade up to the plate. Tyler Wade, a double, a walk, and a strikeout. Brock's delivery to him will be outside for a ball. So the Orioles, who went 2-8 in games played here at Yankee Stadium last year, trying to win the first of the games played here this year. They have out hit the Yankees 10-4, and they have the 5-2 lead.
Yeah, a couple encouraging signs tonight. Obviously, the Cashner start the most impressive, but the fact that the Oriole offense starting to click, picking up some big hits. I like the big crooked number inning they threw out there in tonight's ball game with the 5 runs. A little bit more like the Oriole offense.
The 3 off Tanaka, 2 off Chad Green, who relieved him. Brock will miss up and away at 93. Count goes to 3-1, trying not to turn this order over. Facing the bottom 3rd with Andujar due up next. Mancini on the right with the big offensive night. And Cashner on the left with the big night on the mound. Three-1 delivery on the way by Brock, and he walked it. Close, but not quite on that one.
A pretty good pitch there, bottom of the zone.
Yankees pick up their 6th walk of the night. 1 on. Yankees were able to get the potential tying run to the plate in both the 7th and 8th innings, but were unable to do anything with it. Orioles don't want that to happen again here. This is Brandon Drury, playing a lot of infield for them. He's got the 1 home run, 4 RBIs. Drury in for Andujar. Brandon Drury against Brad Brock with a runner at first base. Infield, double play depth. Take the pitch down low. Drury had an 0 for 3 on Wednesday against Tampa Bay. 0 for 4 the day before that. They're getting a break out of the starting lineup today. And that one misses. Brandon Drury coming from the Diamondbacks. .267 hitter, 13 home runs, 63 RBIs last year. Runner at first base. Tyler Wade. Pitch on the way. Wow. May have helped Darren a little bit. Good pitch.
Oh yeah, a little changeup from Brad Brock. The 2-0 falling behind after missing with his fastball, and there's the turbo change in the hitter's count. We'll see what it can do when a hitter's thinking about a fastball. And Brock pulling the string there, and Drury almost pulled a muscle.
Here's the 2-1 delivery on the way, and that is their first strike. So Brad Brock comes back and evens the count up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brett Gardner, the leadoff batter, and then Judge. That's where you don't want to go. Wade with a good lead at first. He's not going anywhere, and he got that one by him at 94. Brad Brock comes back and gets the pinch hitter.
I'd like to see that. Brock trusting that fastball. He'd throw one changeup in there and a fastball count. All the rest, the cheese. No cross-body delivery. Drury picking it up a little too late there. And the second big out of the inning.
So one more for an Orioles win. Top of the order, Gardner 0 for 3 and a walk, couple of strikeouts. Gardner 2 for 7, lifetime off Brad Brock. Beckham is in at third to take the pitch away. Gardner will take the pitch for a strike. Brock in line for a save. Beckham moves in even closer after that first pitch. He's on the grass at third base.
Well, you know Gardner's going to do whatever he can to get Judge up there.
Runner goes. They gave it to him, so he'll get down to second. Defensive indifference to call. No stolen base.
That was a good pitch from Brad Brock. I guess a better take from Gardner on the changeup at the bottom.
Davis, first baseman, of course, is playing behind the runner with a left-hander up. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Brock's delivery to him away, 2-1. Eight balls, 7 strikes thrown by Brad here so far in the 9th. Gardner will step out as Brock stepped off.
A hard time right now getting on the same page.
Yeah. And they'll go out and have a visit to do just that.
Worth the visit for sure. You want to have full conviction in everything you throw in these situations. Game on the line, thunder in the on deck circle.
Yankees 1 for 8. Runners in scoring position. Swing and a miss. That's the pitch they wanted.
Yeah, the change, nasty change. It looks like a split finger. It gets that kind of drop, and we saw the nasty splitty from Tanaka. And how about almost the same type of action right there, right as it gets to home plate? It's almost like there's a barrier there, and it just forces the ball down into the dirt.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Bottom half of the 9th inning. The Orioles after game 1 of the 4-game set. 2-2 pitch on the way, and Gardner goes down swinging, and the Orioles have it. So Brad Brock comes on to finish it up. The Yankees, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base, and the Orioles come away with an impressive 5-2 win against the Yankees. With the chance to go at it against them again tomorrow, they get out of their 5-game losing streak with this W. It will be game 2 tomorrow. Kevin Gosman, CC Sabathia. Our coverage on Masson will begin at 6:30 with those extra, presented by Ford, followed by our game coverage at 7. This has been a Masson presentation. Tom and Rick, they'll be coming up right after the short.